on the stone path as if we were in battle, long since lost, empty eyes that followed you as you moved. A chill clings to the air around them, and those who get this close have reported feelings of overwhelming break, waiting to be noticed. 6. Cliff Road Cemetery, Grassy Park, Cape Town. On the outskirts of Grassy Park lies Cliff Road Cemetery, a quiet, unassuming graveyard by day, but by night, fleeting shadows start between the gravestones, always just out of reach. Others report unexplained whispers, voices in languages long forgotten, carry on that never touches the trees. One of the most chilling stories is that of a grave set in earth, marked only with a crack in its stone. Anyone who steps on it is said to suffer vivid nightmares and bouts of unexplained paranoia for days afterwards. Even security patrols avoid the cemetery at night, leaping into whatever unseen hole is thrown its ground. Cliff Road Cemetery may not be famous, but those who know it understand. This is not just a place for the dead. It's a place with something ancient and sustainable, still lingers the ground. It's a place haunted by history and sorrow. During apartheid, families were torn from this land, their homes demolished, their graves left. But some spirits, it seems, never left. At night, the cemetery is closed and unanswerable disgrace. Locals tell of shadowy figures that live between the gravestones, especially near the older sections where names have been worn away by time. Security cameras have picked up flickering movements, impossible to explain, and guards have quit after hearing voices calling their names when no one else was there. One chilling tale speaks of a young man in old-fashioned clothing, seen kneeling at a grave, weeping silently. When approached, he vanishes into the mist. Paranormal investigators say the area is headed for spiritual refuge, echoing the pain of those who were displaced and forgotten. South End Cemetery isn't just haunted, it's a scar, a wound that never fully healed. And if you stay too long, you might find a past reaching out to take hold with you and never let it go. 8. Pretoria East Cemetery. Pretoria. Tucked away in the quiet suburbs of South Africa's capital, Pretoria East Cemetery seems peaceful. Overflowed with gravestones beneath tall, swinging trees. But beneath that calm exterior lies something far more unsettling. Visitors have long reported strange occurrences. Sudden gusts of cold wind on still days, flowers wilting within hours of being placed, and worst of all, the soft sound of someone breathing behind you when no one's there. The most persistent legend tells of a veiled-faced woman dressed in black, seen standing by a child's grave. She never moves, never speaks, just watches, unmoving, until she slowly fades into thin air, onto the land, anchored by the grave that was disturbed during a forgotten relocation. Pretoria Cemetery is not loud with horror, but it's in the quiet moments that fear creeps in. And when you're alone among the dead, it's easy to wonder, are you really alone at all? Don't know. 9. Robben Island Cemetery. Robben Island. On the infamous Robben Island, where history and hardship intertwine, lies Robben Island Cemetery, a place that holds the memories of lives lost, both known and unknown. It is here, on this desolate island, surrounded by cold, unforgiving waters, that the spirits of the past are said to linger. The island, once home to political prisoners, and a site of immense suffering, and the dark energy that visitors can feel the moment they step onto its soil. The cemetery is small, marked only by simple, weathered gravestones, some unmarked, some that change the race by time. Those figures are often spotted near the grave, particularly those of the prisoners who died under harsh conditions. Tour guides feel unseen hands rubbing against their arms, and unexplained cold spots that seem to follow visitors. The most unsettling tale is of a shadowy figure seen near the grave of a man itself. The witnesses of this struggle and the islands, their secrets alive and never forgotten. Then, Ferndale Cemetery, Bryanston. Nestled in the quiet suburbs of Bryanston, Ferndale Cemetery is a place that holds more than just the remains of the departed. As dusk falls, this peaceful cemetery transforms, and its human presence seems to settle over the ground. Visitors have long reported strange phenomena. The unmistakable sound of footsteps echoing on the gravel path when no one is around, and a strange, oppressive silence that falls over the area as the sun sets. The most chilling story surrounds an unmarked grave, said to belong to a young woman who tragically died in a car accident. Those brave enough to approach it claim to feel a sudden drop in temperature, and some even say they've seen her pale figure walk between the tombstones, searching for something or someone. Even more unsettling are the glowing lights that appear on the cemetery edges at night, dancing along the grave and vanishing before anyone can get close. Ferndale Cemetery might seem calm by day, but as night falls, it reveals the darker side, whatever actually is they buried. For those who dare to visit, it's a place where the living might find themselves limited far longer than they intended, and the dead might never return. Whether it's the soft rustle of unseen footsteps or the chilling appearance.
Yeah, well, probably going to be written for PGC. That's my first big trade today.
To the supernatural. Leads Forgotten Corner.
No. Oh gosh. No, gosh, please, no. No. Okay, we have done that a number of times throughout the years. I can't even pay attention to how many times we have done the old Michael Scott thing. If anybody wants to go through the grueling task of examining all the videos on this YouTube channel to try and find each of the times we opened up a video with the no, gosh, no, please, no, then I will pay you 2 cents. But in today's video, we are going over some ridiculous trade ideas that have been brought up on Montreal Canadiens-based journalism platforms. Let's head over onto TVA Sports and dive into 2 pieces from earlier in the week that talk about some names that the Habs could acquire. Let's do chronological order, shall we? Let's dive into the article published on May 7th by the folks on TVA. The pros and cons of a Lafreniere and Slavkovsky trade is off upon seeing that headline. Yeah, I didn't even want to include it in the title or the thumbnail here. I just wanted to toss that out there, but this is a difficult question that Jean-Charles Lajoie posed to his JIC colleague Philippe Boucher on Wednesday. The former National Hockey League defenseman weighed in on the pros and cons. Boucher said, I really like Slavkovsky. I've been raving about him all year, and I want us to be patient with him. In a trade, there's the player. Does Lafreniere want to move? He'll have a new coach, a new philosophy. He'll do everything he can to make it work, but he might want to leave Manhattan. The Montreal market could be good for Lafreniere. He was good, but he was under a lot of pressure from Ruski. All eyes were on him. You have to be careful about the price you pay, though, in a trade for Lafreniere. Slavkovsky, give me another day, because I'm not sure I'll do it, honestly. Okay, at least there is somebody going out there and providing some rational thinking here. Thank you, Philippe Boucher, for going out there and saying that he would not trade Slav for Laf. Oh, man, that's funny. Slav for Laf. I like that. But in all seriousness, the trade idea itself, hell no. You're going to go out there and trade away Yuri Slavkovsky, or even think about trading him after the playoff run that he had and the end of season run that he had too? Okay, I'm not going to say that Slavkovsky was amazing in the playoffs. He only had 2 goals in 5 games, but still, The end of season dominance that we had seen out of Slafkovsky, especially on that first power play unit with Demitrov on instead of Line, was something to behold. This guy has started to form habits that allowed him to have success to magnitudes that we did not recognize in prior years. And he is just on the cusp of fully breaking out. He is only 21 years old, people. No way is anybody going to go out there and think that trading Slafkovsky at this stage is a good idea. Not now. Maybe, like, earlier in the season, there were reasonable things that you could bring up with Slafkovsky because, oh yeah, he might have had some gold streaks in there, especially in the months of December and February. It was kind of cold in those months, so yeah, maybe there was an idea or two being brought up by some fans that, oh, we could trade this guy, but like, after what he accomplished in nothing here, sorry, he's not on the block. And not for a guy in Alexis Lafreniere who had fewer points than Slafkovsky did this year in more games. Lafreniere is older. He has signed on for one fewer year than Slafkovsky. You know, I won't discredit the idea that maybe Alexis Lafreniere acquiring this guy wouldn't be a bad idea in isolation, right? He had 57 points in 82 games last year, in the game in the playoffs last year. Laf has been pretty good in certain stints of his NHL career. This previous season, though, everything didn't really go right is the ways that Rangers fans wanted it to for Alexis Lafreniere. On a team that lacks a lot of the scoring punch from their top-end dogs, Lafreniere was expected to take bigger steps, and he just didn't. So, ultimately, if he were to get traded to Montreal, big change of scenery type of deal over here, yeah, okay, I can vibe with that, I can understand that, I can think that Lafreniere joining Jeff Gordon and coming over to Montreal to play Quebec hockey in Quebec, yeah, that'd be amazing, and it'd be awesome for him. But if you're Montreal, you're trying to get this guy at a trade discount, not at the price of Slafkovsky. Okay, let's finish off with that thought and head over onto another conversation also posted on TVA Sports by Jean-Charles freaking Lajoie. Here's a post made on the website from earlier yesterday. Ready at Montreal for one last lap? Oh boy, now you're getting into the territory that's just going to piss off a lot of Canadiens fans even more. This article by J. Charles Lajoie goes up there and talks about the idea of the Habs acquiring Pacioretty for one more time. It doesn't really dive into it right away. It talks more so about the Leafs and the Honor Matthews Nylander thing. But then it goes out there and says this. Next, Pacioretty. Pacioretty was not ready. The former Canadiens captain is currently in perfect physical shape. He has regained his legs, and he never lost his hands. His 37 years have kept him far from the embarrassment of his early days. The trauma of major injuries has disappeared. I'm not even sure if he remembers the assassination attempt he suffered by Zdeno Chara in the middle of the Bell Center here in Montreal. The big guy hits hard, he skates like the wind, he makes plays, and can always rely on a major league shot. Which brings me to a question that you will no doubt quickly run across. But I ask you to think about it for a moment. Since it's not a big deal, a one-year agreement, 2 at worst. Do you think Ken Hughes should try to sign him to add depth to the Canadiens roster whilst finishing his career in Montreal? My answer is clear. If he can get Riley out of Montreal, I'd happily sign Pacioretty this summer. What is it with the Montreal Quebec journalists, man? First it's slap for laugh. Now it's Riley out and Pacioretty in. I don't know what it is. You can correct me if I'm wrong here. But there does seem to be some level of disdain, maybe dislike that Canadiens fans in general have for Max Pacioretty. Now, I know there will be the odd fan of the team. It's like, yeah, Pacioretty was a beast when he was in Montreal. He was good. He was a captain, yeah. But I know a lot of Canadiens fans don't really like talking about this deal in that same particular way. There have been a lot of conversations about Pacioretty and how he may or may not have been the best choice to be captain, or he may not have actually been a great captain in general, etc., etc. There's a lot that goes into talking about Patches in a negative way, and a lot of fans would say that he just didn't bring what he needed to bring in terms of leadership, in terms of carrying the team. Other guys on the team have better, more fanfare moments, and Max Pacioretty in the way that he left, acquiring Suzuki in that trade with Vegas. Of course, it was a really good move for Montreal, but do they need to reload the Max Pacioretty days? I don't know. Honestly, if you're lining out and you bring Pacioretty in for a contract that's cheaper than $8.7 million, I don't actually think it's a terrible thought. Maybe it's a weird one because it's Pacioretty, but just thinking about the player profile that he has and the skills that he has, I don't actually think it would be terrible. If you have Pacioretty in the second power play instead of Laine, and you have a first power play remaining untouched with Suzuki, Caulfield, Slafkovsky, Hudson, and Demidov, I actually do think there's a good enough level of versatile scoring that could be accomplished here. And I also think that Max Pacioretty should go back to being a 30-goal, 60-point guy. This year, he had 13 points and 37 games played, which is not great, but so we have to make this video. We do. We have to acknowledge greatness in Edmonton. And no, we are not talking about Nick Draisaitl. We know how good those guys can be on any given night. But I wanted to talk about one of the more underrated guys who just so happens to be scoring points at an incredible rate, despite being given peanuts for ice time. Because today we are talking about one of the most productive guys on the team. He is a former Vancouver Canucks prospect, and he's a really polarizing prospect. A guy that a lot of fans, myself included, didn't really want the Canucks to draft back in 2019, but a guy that they inevitably did end up drafting. Today we are talking about 10th overall pick, Vasily Podkolzin. And the interesting part about Podkolzin is his name has surfaced in the Vancouver beat the past few weeks or so. Because with all this fallout with the Canucks management and ownership and the coaching staff and everybody talking about problems with Vancouver, this and that, Pettersson and Miller fought, Brett Tocchet doesn't want to come back, Quinn Hughes is going to leave, and everything in between, we had this post made on May 2nd by Taj. It transcribes some quotes from Rick Dollywall from that day's Donnie and Dolly. Judd Brackett, Canucks director of amateur scouting at the time, didn't want to draft Podkolzin. That was a betting pick. Brackett wanted to take Boldy. And now we are looking at Matt Boldy as one of the top players in Minnesota, as a total monster, point-producing machine, a 70-point guy, signed on to a reasonable dollar amount. That guy in Vancouver would have been nuts. But we don't live in that timeline now, don't we? So let's go back over to Podkolzin and look at how the Canucks have gotten the absolute worst value out of this draft pick. Might I remind you that the reason Vancouver even drafted Podkolzin in the top 10 in 2019 is because in that previous season's Hlinka Gretzky Cup, he absolutely popped off, scoring 11 points in 5 games as the captain for Team Russia. Keep in mind that Hlinka Gretzky Cup happens in August of the season, so even though it says 2018-19, this happened in August of 2018. He got drafted almost a full year later in 2019, despite not having much league play results that were substantial by any stretch of the imagination. Sure, he had 8 points in 12 games, but he was all over the place, playing with Team Russia, the U8 team, and the U20, and the VHL, and the KHL, and playing in 2 playoff series as well. But Podkolzin never got any consistent development in his draft season, his draft plus 1 season, or even his draft plus 2 season. Okay, his draft plus 2 was a little better. He was in the KHL the entire time, but he still only had 11 points in 35 games in the regular season. His explosion of offense, though, in the playoffs was noteworthy. 11 points in 16 games, and this time he was a 19-year-old player. But Podkolzin in Vancouver was never fully able to take over those skills and dominate in the way that he was dominating once before. There were folks like Craig Button, after Podkolzin had that crazy tournament in August of 2018, that were saying that Podkolzin had similar qualities to Pavel Datsyuk, an absolute dog on the forecheck, a back-checking machine, defensively responsible with sniping ability and hands. That was the scouting report, and that's why Podkolzin was ranked as highly as number 3 at some point during the 2018-19 draft season. In fact, his final ranking by elite prospects was number 5. Future considerations had him at number 4, but he slipped to 10, and despite Canucks fans wanting Cole Caulfield and Matt Boldy, Haas ended up being the pick. And it's always funny to bring up, but you could see even my reaction when the pick was made. I really wanted Cole Caulfield, and I was stunned that Vancouver ended up taking the inconsistent, bouncing around all over the place Russia. You can say, oh, look, you're just salty that he didn't end up becoming good, and that's why you're making this negative video about him, etc., etc. You could make that argument, but I would say that all the way back since 2019, that it was a really surprising pick, man. And there were a ton of concerns as to whether or not his skills, the offensive production that had him ranked in the top 10 to begin with, would have translated. And it didn't, really, with Vancouver. He was up and down in the NHL and the AHL with Vancouver and Abbotsford, and he didn't really have the offensive creativity to stick around in the NHL, nor did he have the willingness to do it. You could tell that this was a guy playing 90% of the hockey he played in Vancouver with hesitation. He was holding himself back from trying crazy things offensively. He would just dump it in, make the safe pass, go for a big body hit, and it worked. Like, it's an effective play facilitating type of style, but it lacked so much depth that Podkolzin ended up getting traded to Edmonton last year. And Podkolzin went from a guy who had scored 9 points in 58 games in the prior 2 seasons with the Vancouver Canucks to scoring 24 points in 82 games in the regular season with the Oilers. And in the playoffs, guess what? The guy has 6 points in 8 games with Edmonton. He scored a goal and assist yesterday as the Oilers beat Vegas in game number 2 of their second-round series, and he has scored a bunch of assists in all of the other games against LA. And look at the ice time for some of these games. 9 minutes, 8 minutes, 7 minutes. He's producing points with less than 10 minutes a night per game. The Vancouver Canucks have gotten the worst value possible out of this 10th overall draft pick, because not only is this guy not as good as the Boldies or the Caulfields or the other players that were drafted after him, but the Canucks are not even getting the best version of him like Edmonton is getting right now. Take a look at this post made by Sapster on Twitter. He talks about how Podkolzin had 6 points in 8 playoff games. In Game 7 last year against the Oilers, Vancouver scratched Podkolzin, who had a point in Game 5, by the way, in favor of players like Phil DiGiuseppe, Nils Alman, and Sam Lafferty. In fact, while we're on the PDG thing, I think it's hilarious that Phil DiGiuseppe, 5 goals, 5 assists in 51 games, averaged the same ice time, 12.06 per game, as Nils Höglander, who had 24 goals and 12 assists in 80 games played. Essentially, this is a criticism on the Canucks head coach, how the lines were deployed and which players were utilized more than others. A reply here says, I just couldn't believe that after Brock Besser was ruled out for Game 7 that he went for a less offensive puck-style player with less size. Lodge has a higher ceiling than all those guys have got in. In a one-game winner-takes-all, I want the upside. Playing safe, I think you should say, doesn't win. And then Sash says, a real policy organization would have known he had nothing to lose and dressed like Karamaki to see if he could surprise the Oilers. That would have been crazy. And for what it's worth, the reply does say, I promise you, not playing Podkolzin wasn't the reason the Canucks lost. Also, counting stats like that is lazy and barely tells the whole story. Fair. I don't think dressing Podkolzin would have guaranteed a win, but at the same time, it does feel a little bit awkward when you remember those decisions and you think about just how good, the quote-unquote, Sam Lafferty and Nils Alman had been for the Vancouver Canucks last year. This year, okay, Alman has been fine, especially towards the end. But last year, he wasn't that. Phil DiGiuseppe also plays a very Rick-Tocchet style of hockey, so seeing him get a lot of ice time compared to some of the guys who are more productive, like Höglander, yeah, checks out, man. That's Rick Tocchet to the teeth. But Höglander, you would think that he is a Rick Tocchet kind of guy with the skill that he does have. but for some reason he just could not be consistent enough, which was so frustrating because now in Edmonton he is consistent. So with this in mind, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Canucks getting the absolute worst value they could have out of this Podkolzin draft pick, considering the players that they left on the board, and considering the fact that they traded Podkolzin for a fourth-round pick. We didn't even talk about that. They traded him for a fourth-round pick, and that was it. The Oilers got a point-per-game guy, a near point-per-game guy, for a fourth-round draft pick. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Podkolzin trade and the Podkolzin story, how this is working out very great for Edmonton, and how the Canucks are just tennis.
All right, sounds good. Let me see. Just a few things to note before we start like always.
Go for it!
We will be playing on the Pirates' first court. We will once again set the best moment, and once again, collision mode is on. We figured that will come in handy. Also, the colors have space, so there is no need to be saying the next time. So if you think my name is Jordan George, hopefully not that you get sent ahead of time. I just forget that it's remember the trade force for the different company. Just because you defeated me in a luck-based game. Oh, now it's luck-based. It's not just a defeat and skill-based game like this one. Respect. I don't care for what you have to say. I don't say. What do you do? That's good, Barack. Don't let player force go through it. Let's see what you got. Definitely. I want to try and be with you, so I'll just shoot my ball off the other guy. That is a pretty bad turn.
Starting over.
You're not going to go like me. When you have to take risks. Well, I'm definitely capable of taking risks. Watch me. I'm curious. What in the world is Aaron not doing?
What in the world are you
That's a
player
loser.
force?
A loser will remain a loser.
All right, it's time for King Donald to make a statement like Barack. I will play it say, damn!
Jesus Christ, Donald. How do you mess up what you call a safe shot? How pathetic are you? Once again, that's a lot of talk to play before. Let's see what you got. Well, I'm not down like Donald and Joe. I would be smart and take the safe path without messing things up. It's kind of hard to mess things up when you have the advantage between everyone else in terms of scoring. Well, I will continue to play it safe so I can complete this whole event. So there's nothing special about that shot. I never said that. You're good at doing that. You have a way of pushing over some players forward. Ain't that the truth? It's too early to speak right about this. It's too early for you to be talking about something. I'm just going to focus on myself here and make something great happen. Watch this. Damn! Remember you have to learn to stop talking down. You're playing like complete garbage. I wish you would take your own advice. I told you that I don't need to do that since I go to perhaps this is complete balance. That's essentially the same shot the Rock did you said it's nothing special. But all of a sudden, your shot is something special. Does that go to the well, I think I took shot this off pretty easily. Only do this thing for the first hole. Yeah, that's the best time. Well, there's not much I can do except for just putting myself in a position to finish the hole with my foot. You can just get better at the game. The Rock literally space. Good job, Donald. That you really have the audacity to talk again. I still have gone to difference and risk. Those two moves are still missed. Okay, but what's your strategy? Goes in my wagon. Well, that's not getting better than you one bit. Oh, this is I doubt you. Don't be kiss your analysis. You got this, Joe. You're not going to play for 10 seconds. There you have it. Joe Getty, number 1 is 30. Seriously, Joe Getty, number 2 is graduating number 2 for the movie shot. I didn't even catch what the fifth player for me. All I know is that I've been trying to listen to the second look. I made it a 7-second loading shot. So Joe making a shot like that is easy, but at least you got like Jordan Jody. Correct, Jody. Okay, well, I guess that's completes the first quarter. It's about their conversation. Because Donald is back with 5 attempts for the first hole. Shut it! It's not about how you start, but rather how you finish. Yes, the loser mentality, of course. Let's see what you got, Donald. It's looking promising. Whoa. And once again, my analysis is correct. Donald is back. Listen to me, boys. Respect me. Well, unfortunately, that's what it's most likely to do the lab with. Sounds like a bunch of excuses to me. It's really not so, but whatever. See how your turn goes for us. Willful, probably works and Donald couldn't make it thought. Don't think you're good now for just doing something that simple. Once again, listening my words and making garbage or something. This is for real. Story enough with your turn. Well, my turn like always is building productive. Look at this amazing shot, boy. Why do you keep calling us your boys when you keep acting like this? Stop being so clever. Sensitive. Oh, is that what it is? Don't worry about player 4 guys. Well, enjoy the game. I will replicate what you did since that's my only option. Wait, what? Are you serious right now? I'm not able to shoot me off the hole. Why do you have to target me? I'm not targeting someone's track like you. It's really just replicating what you're on to. And that's perfectly fine. Almost at a team. Curious to see what happened to Donald and I when your turn, Barack. When you get it off, so I guess you'll have your answer to the same player. Next thing up. Well, I'm going to put it in this one for 4 power, but not 3 balls. That's not the rock. I can't get it off after all. Nice one, the rock. Are you guys forgetting about me? Nobody cares about me. Get you all off the court. I don't think that's even possible based on the placement of the ball. I guess I'll pick you all wrong. Not a thing. You were way off the beginning, and there was no quick on next year. Okay, I don't think you pick you guys off to display my grades. Well, you just happened to be in my way player 4, so I got to eat you out of damn. That's an amazing shot here. Hell, it is. The rest of the yeah, player 4 is 6 out of 10. Screw you off. I'm very sure that I will win this game regardless of your guys. That's a good shot. Thanks, Joe. I'll definitely need to finish the total. There's so much things right. The rock things to say. So I'm going to do this second. Well, okay, I see the rock. You need to replicate that, so I don't trust you so much. Screw you off. What's my goodness? What the hell? I think he's losing it on him. Like, hell, I started to crack, and eventually he will come around after he finishes getting spanked his off in his head. I told you, I'm not getting spanked in this game. Well, the score will say you're getting spanked once the goal is finished up. I highly doubt that. That's a good shot, Joe. We'll all be finishing up the whole in the next 30 months. Yeah, except the players for them. And it's constant play disposition. We just got to be the next time. Try this concept. Oh, really? Stuff like that happens, Donald. There's no way to go through. Yeah, it's not like player 4. You guys decided to talk too much. We talked too much. We literally saw what happened to Donald and talk. You guys can be humble. Ain't no way to know you're telling us to stay humble. For real. So I have my damn play up. Donald didn't. So yeah, stay humble. All right, well, I want you to finish driving up, Donald. Let's see if the skills look like that. I guarantee that you will win last place, Donald. Well, it's only the second hole. So much can happen from now to the end of the game. What did I tell you? I told you that you would be in last place, Donald. Respect me. I'm joking. Who the hell says they're goaded in the first look? It's fine, Joe. I think it's time to trade on the shot lately. Damn right you do. Or else you'll mess something. That's a good job, Donald. Thanks for all. Of course you have to do that. Shut the hell up, player 4. I wish you were always going to do the same thing. I can't think of any other option. Donald had a productive turn, so why wouldn't Barack want to replicate that? Fact! Well, I got it. My turn was good and productive. Okay, stop patting yourself on the back and just copy yourself. The original, which is... Okay, so what's your strategy here, player 4? I'm just going to shoot the ball straight. After all that you said, too? Okay, this is the definition of me writing, ladies and gentlemen. Like how it is, this is the definition of me being for real. Now that I've put the turn over, what's your approach is, Donald? I'll probably send you straight ahead to 75% power or something. I don't want to try anything too risky. That's what Brian said. Should we go again? That was a good shot, Donald. Yeah, I wonder if I could have got it in that good power right now. Yeah, who knows? I'm not going to stop it. Of course, I want to get replication done. Let's see That's fine. Do what you got to just a player 4 doesn't do this here. More complaining is also you can get preventing some pain. I told you that we were just letting you team up just keep one player. It's not teaming up. Whatever, watch me. Well, I wanted. And I saw you fail big time. For real. What is it that you wanted me to watch player 4? My comeback. What? I want you guys to watch this comeback that I will be making. You know well about that. Don't you dare. Damn. Once again, Joe, that was a super productive word. Good right, Joe. That's common for targeting. How was Joe targeting this? For real. He literally struck his ball. He couldn't do anything about it. Well, he was really like me. He could. All right, how about you focus on yourself, player? Don't tell me what. You're all the way back there while Barack and I are finishing up the hole. I just player 4. Well, I just want to reposition myself so I can resail something I'm falling on. Okay, for one player 4. Not a bad thing. Probably do the same thing because I can't read straight without getting out. Okay, have the trash and go. Wait, what? Should have done something more than that. Instead of soccer, maybe that watch it. What the hell was that? You're literally falling apart right now, player 4. I don't think I need to say this. And I'll appreciate this stuff for that. All right, let's see if I can prevent that from happening for months. This flag, you're wrong. You're garbage. You're back on this building. Well. Joe is just gets smaller, so I think that we have that in fact. What about you, player 4? I'm running great. Seriously? Greatness? You're probably the last place, but do that option, but it didn't do what I wanted it to do. Didn't do better. Now I have to spend 2 more turns to me to pull up. Seems like a skill issue to me. Okay, shut the hell up, Donald. Your weight is a skill issue. Anyway, that was a solid shot, Joe. Thanks a lot. You're pretty close to getting it in, but it's good to do next turn. Okay, well, I'm doing the same thing. Where's my trade? I'm building. I'm great. I'm amazing. Respect trade when you literally just said that my weight is a skill issue. Nice shot, Joe. Well, yeah, it's still. Stop being so sensitive. Well, I guess a lot happens. You can only go through to don't see the score like now. It's not about how you start, but rather how you finish. Didn't you say that only losers have that mindset? Well, I don't remember that. Well, I do, but anyway, what's your approach to the it's just going to keep straight with about 75% power. Okay, so that should be fine. And that just happened. Good job, Bill.
Here's how flat you look. Back. It's about getting the job done.
Back.
And Joe has production to
Back. That's enough speed right. Okay, all right. I'm getting the repetition of good dude since that was done for him. So,
Nice job, Barack.
once again,
Play safe for the most part. You can make it contender for the play.
thanks, Bill. Let's see if Donald will play the 4 will try anything different.
I don't think I will.
Let's try
Like
it.
Super Rock. I'm also
That's a good shot.
so I don't throw that away.
All right, that's enough of you guys praising each other.
Not you again.
Time for you all to watch my greatness.
That's what we all did player 4. That was nothing special.
Read the Bill. Go do this play. Why the hell are you even talking?
And you're further away from first place than Joe.
Exactly.
So why are you talking then?
Well, does that mean that it's going to give you a huge skin?
Seriously?
Stop you driving and look at the facts. Joe is fresh. And I am Joe. Don't worry about this, Donald. Watch me. This traffic is getting to the rock. Are you serious? What about the next shot?
I've heard enough from player 4.
For real.
It's time for all of us to pull this up so he doesn't start feeling himself.
Let's stop playing.
Well, how's that for action player 4? I am actually in contention for first place. Now those are the facts.
Nice job.
Watch me! What the hell?
Player 4 has officially lost you. I told you guys. You didn't tell me to take 3 spankings in the game of life.
Fact.
Don't take this way. And risk for him to come around.
I 100% agree with that, Barack.
That's right.
I don't think I didn't notice the good shot, Joe. Keep it up.
Thanks, Donald.
Dang it! I put too much power in that shot.
Get back for talking to this is going to fall right now.
I can't wait to see what this scoreboard looks like. Maybe then you'll accept reality player 4 and spanking is
I'm
your way.
getting second this game. Oh, really? Damn it.
The quicker you face reality player 4.
Okay, you be quiet. Don't tell Bill to be quiet. Pretty fast.
Yeah, for real. He finished this hole off in 4 attempts. That's pretty solid if you ask me.
Okay, well, nobody else is you're accepting me, guys.
All right, focus up here. Barack in his team. What about you?
Go to Jordan and the same with them. Watch the boys.
What do you mean? You're
So stupid.
dominant in what? Huh? Dominant in being trash?
Player 4, I can see you're absolutely dog right. How do you not recognize that? You're either. Jesus Christ, let's just look at the score.
Seriously? How are you down that bad after only 4 holes?
I got enough
That's a lot of games to make up.
All right, Doc, I 100% agree with everything you've been saying. All you want to do is I can still have to be focus on our game player. Okay?
All right, fine. I'm just going to play this thing so I can get a good angle of getting close to the hole.
What's the way you're talking about? Getting the wall is different, right? Don't ignore it. I don't think you're getting children either. I'm trying my best. I think you have a good angle to make good progress for the next week. You want to see a good shot?
Nobody asked.
If you want. Oh, sure, I can remember watching some of these in the last place. Well, maybe you should take notes.
Oh, really now?
To my shot. I will have a number of the beautiful short that will allow me to finish this hole next time. Well, I guess you and I were thinking of the same thing. Let's see what's good. There's nothing good coming from your end. If you're on whatsoever, fast enough to go.
All right, it's funny. I'm sorry, Bill, but I hope you let the call out of the
I will say to this show,
What are you talking
I
about?
don't see it in my perspective now. What's perspective? Donald was just someone who speaks to people who stop trying to manipulate these third forwards. That's what Joe is trying to have with Barack. Roll him over to know. When you see him second time, as soon as the Barack's ball in front of my shot, you're tuning up.
That is not teaming
All
up.
right, I'm going to keep Barack out of here. I'm tired of guys trying to screw me over constantly.
Okay, so where the hell did the last ball go?
They're in your mouth, Donald, from all the beat fighting you guys are doing. Shut it! Okay, I guess I'm going to take the same approach as Donald and just go to the stage.
That's probably the smart thing to do, Barack. That way, player 4 can
Player 4 this. Player 4 that.
What the hell?
Player 4, player 4, player 4, player 4, player 4.
you just got
Call me George. Yeah, there's a big reunion. He'll come around.
I'm going to let this go.
So this is the drawback of this discussion.
all right, well, for myself and trying to get myself up to the short.
Seems like you were trying to push me off.
If I wanted to do that, then I easily could have done that. Get over yourself.
For real. I've got it.
What the hell is going on? This thing's...
I think it's safe to assume that player 4 will no longer be making a comeback.
That's about
If
it.
his chances were at .001 back then,
That's a solid
they're
shot.
definitely a flat 0 now.
I'm still witness. I'm going to George. Respect me.
All right, chill out, would
I am chill.
Watch the real master of the game show you how it's done.
Finishing up the whole in 4 attempts is pretty solid, Donald. Nice one.
Yeah, for real. Listen, I'm still struggling out here seeing myself with the short clip.
At this point, Gerald, you can do it the way Barack and I did it.
Yeah, well, I'm doing it like you said, Donald. That's the prize. That's my praise.
You're not getting it. Seriously, I'm expecting it.
Well, I guess in the meantime, you guys can also finish this whole up in 4 attempts.
Nice one, Barack.
Looks
Well,
like
you and Donald are doing pretty well for yourselves.
Thanks, James. Judging from your shot, you'll probably complete this whole in 2 seconds. I will be doing this from respect my greatness.
Well, if you've been right about one thing, player 4,
Okay.
it's that you were right about it taking 2 attempts.
Yeah,
The
I
other stuff you were so wrong about, though.
When you get the stories, it looks like right now, I don't careful what the score looks like right now. It's only 4-5.
Maybe you should start carrying.
Like, come on,
You're going to come back home to somehow, some way becoming even more delusional.
if you just see him complete this hole, go after 6 attempts, then it's fine, guys. Let player 4 figure this out for himself. Okay, now only got that first place. I can still win it.
What the hell?
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It's fine, though. Let's see what you got.
Well, that's what you're saying. I think I got an able to look at some writing spin over the half hour.
Get this thing approach. Let's see how it looks up. It won't work out when I guarantee it. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. That looks like it worked out. Not really. Nice and down.
Thanks, Barack.
The drama definitely made out the blueprint of coming to the first distance.
Back.
Watch this drive. Here we go again, but it looks kind of promising.
Hold on now. Now, how can you do this?
That's what I'm talking about. I told you all that I'm making the comeback. I told you all the Cody George was going to go to the respect. Okay, I'm not so serious for it, but I think I got a pretty good shot into it. That's only because it's not.
All right, it's my turn now to make some special amounts.
Yeah, I don't think that was very special.
Did anyone ask you to player 4 doesn't know how to take the shots gun, I swear to God.
And Donald doesn't know how to stop getting away, I swear to God. It's fine, Donald. Based off of the start of this match, there's no way to play it forward in this game.
I gotta admit, Barack, it's an absolute throwback to Ricky talk about spending again.
Yeah, for real. I guess the best I can do here is finish this goal up. This is the start of my daily comeback. You guys have to worry.
We don't need the one who works right for. This match was that
Again, it's the start. All right, it's time to see the scoreboard. What are we working with here?
Player 4 is still far away from first place. Nothing in there.
There's still 4 holes left on.
So what?
I predict that the real Morocco and Tokyo League. Well, the prediction is
Okay, hold is all over the place. I feel like
For real.
I'm just going to shoot straight ahead and listen to the results.
Donald Williams results.
Sure.
Are you actually down?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to complete this movie on this first.
That's a pretty average shot. Nobody needs your commentary. For real. Focus on making this so-called comeback. You're doing a mistake. Well, it's your turn. So hurry up and next time so I can get on with my turn.
Wait, what? Damn.
What if I want you to stop a lot? Okay, it still has potential. You can go down. Okay, that's not too bad. Oh, really? Do something. It's a little bit.
It's not really conventional, but let's see what you do with your turn.
Okay, watch my good. Here we go again. Okay, it's not looking too bad.
Okay, what was that shot player
What
for?
are you talking about? That was like a starting shot.
You said my shot was average, and you literally accomplished the thing you did. What do you have to say about that?
I told you to trust me. Don't count on Papa Bill. I'm going to put in what you're going to do. Throw it down back. Don't knock you out. Throw the second. You'll get the top player for it. Oh, really? Throw it once you're going to work it. I did. I throw it. Respect.
All right, but you're not able to come back. It's Barack and I continue playing as well.
Watch this drop, boys. You're not making any business. You feel about that? Let's go. You know, I'm going to do second. Seems like a lucky shot.
Got it, damn it.
What the hell? I don't see what's going on anymore. For real, let me see what you got. I don't have much of an angle, so don't try my best. I can't see you all over. What am I supposed to do there? Don't let this back. You can't do anything.
Weren't you the one who said Coach can have an able to begin with?
Well, yeah, it's only like you, but you can work around that. Okay, try up against this guy. Shut up, Ron. This dude, how stupid are you? You honestly think I was running that up from the center shot like that? Well, you did last time. Okay, I guess we'll be making it again. Nobody cares about you, Bill. You're stupid alone.
Well, I guess we'll see the updated score with so we can determine who's on this year on.
The scoreboard doesn't matter. How many times do you consider it doesn't matter right now?
For real.
You're doing the job set for the people that we've got to do. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make this comeback.
Not 100% true what you do, but I think I'll aim straight to full power.
That worked out. So I want you guys on. You're revealing the blueprint of how to go around this forward.
Thanks, Joe. I've been going first plenty of times, but at least I'm still in contention for first place.
For real, let's try to replicate that. Once again, not because you can sell it. How did I
Wait, what?
Out of bounds there? That was just an unfortunate turn, Barack. There was nothing unfortunate about that. Barack is trash. That's why he's out of bounds.
Okay, we're all going to guess player 4. Hurry it up and listen.
Well, what does it look like I'm doing? Copying dialogue you took during my time. Respect me.
It's not able to do it.
You know what you've done.
I've been trying to figure out why player 4 is thinking.
Good, good. All right, well, I got to do this try to do that. We're going to have to build on this. Third place. Gil. So I knew you would have leave this at 7 to bar that number.
It's because he's not delusional. Once again, I will be in a fine position to finish this hole up next turn.
Don't celebrate again. You haven't won anything. All right, you can make up for my last shot. You still get the thing in the first place. I can't qualify. That's a good shot, Barack. There was nothing special about it. Stop how to start the shot. You really got something to say during everyone's turn. So for real, what would it take you to step them out? You just want to know, Joe? Yes, I did. So I'm needing you out here. How about that?
Jesus Christ, player 4. So you have to feel like people have to go. You're focusing on the wrong person.
When this game is finished up, you will get strength. I was just that I would be the winner of this game.
All right, well, I guess I got to try getting up the incline. Seems about right. Good luck, Joe.
Some of the Saturday, you know, see this is what I'm talking about.
Nobody cares you insecure.
My analysis and predictions have been spot on.
Not even close.
And when I say I'm about to make the greatest comeback of all time,
Which you won't.
this is me.
Hell no.
Respect.
Big help to the nose.
You're doing well, Donald. Just don't let players score children in any way moving forward. Finish strong.
Well, I plan on doing this after Rock. That was a great shot for Rock.
He's like,
Definitely.
I do the same thing. Damn.
No, you cannot do the same thing because you are not as good as you think you are at this game.
You know what they call them, John?
What do you call that for Rock?
Back.
Yes, sir.
So it's me right. It's disgusting.
Just for once, I was able to get that through one. Just trying to get back in this business.
Nobody cares, Joe. Instead, watch my goodness.
I can do that shot with my eyes closed.
Like you know you could.
Here I go.
To do with your eyes closed, the beating of God. See, this is exactly why you're going to get spanked once again in player 4. There will be no strength to that whether it's good or not.
Already time for the updated scoreboard.
The scoreboard doesn't matter like sports stuff. There are still two holes there.
Player 4. How did guys finish this back against Donald and Rock?
Well, I didn't ask for an opinion from the last place either like you. All right, I just got to play it safely so I can remain the first place once again. Okay, but what in the world is that shot?
It's not a big deal.
Problem. It wasn't the shot I wanted to do to score something.
Stop hating on Rock player 4. He keeps you from winning.
The way my teammates felt like you taught me anything, I would be an absolute failure in life. So I'm good.
You're tied for last place right now, aren't you? So what's the harm?
One more doesn't matter right now.
Well, that shot was pathetic. Still not playing for. You're not making any comeback.
I gotta say, guys, I'm super excited. What the hell?
Okay, why are you excited, Rock?
I think I know why, but go ahead and say it, Rock. We're getting closer to player 4 seconds. Excuse me. One more. You may be humble.
That's definitely exciting stuff for Rock.
What the hell is wrong with you? Nothing is wrong with you. One Papa Joe Cook.
Whoa,
One Papa Joe Cook. You're burning the place down, Joe. You're drafting for stayers in the business.
okay, you're not playing player 4.
I'm tired of the GM dramas. Watch my greatness once and for damn it.
What greatness? I'm not seeing it.
I'm not seeing it either. Should we call the police and report player 4's greatness missing?
That won't work for Rock.
Wait,
You
Rock.
can't report somebody missing and it didn't even exist to begin with.
What the hell is wrong with you, Rock? What the hell is wrong with your game play? But how about you focus on yourself? Well, I will. Watch and see it. You see your dominator right now? So much. This is what you call some gourmet cooking, boys. You were close to completing the whole business. Not the Rock. It doesn't matter if he was close.
Shut the hell up, playing this one.
All right, let me try this. Try to get the damn well, literal fact. You're not supposed to play that whole lot. Chris, when he's trying to go quicker.
I don't know how you expect to make a comeback.
I wouldn't get
Even
that
I
going.
can see that solution. It's crazy.
You're not smart enough to recognize when a comeback is better. All runners have enough of the nonsense player 4. It's not personally. I won't respond to you anymore for the time for this session.
Damn it.
You're
What
trapped.
is that nonsense? I should have finished this hole.
The same exact thing happened with you, Jonathan. You guys are both fast, super frustrated, but at least there is no one.
Here I go.
You walk away with the win. Once this game is finished,
Whoa. Nice shot, Joe. You definitely lead up for getting yourself out of bounds with that shot.
okay, it's my turn to make something great happen once again. Respect. Did you guys hear that?
I didn't hear anything stuff.
Seriously? Ignoring it? How about you respect me? I just had an amazing shot. I'm so close if you understand.
And just like that, we're moving on to the last hole.
What's the scoreboard look like?
Well, we got this game in the bag. Player 4 will be getting expensive session after this last hole. I guarantee it.
Always excited. No one said I couldn't cross the room.
You might look at the top of the
I was an absolute guys.
The illusion is off the chart. No, it's not. I need to see
I think the place you landed at Joe is the longer way. If you land and get in my city, I believe you should just speak space to get to the whole quick. Well, you would be right. Maybe I can doze off and up.
Who knows? For me, though, I'm just going to aim for Morocco so I can see the result.
Just trying
The
to
best way is the best way.
But you got where I am. Right for Dawson. That's enough for you guys. It's really good time to go to the field and show you all the why you get in first place and have a class. Okay, you can go to the radio, replicate your dollar and everything. How are you making this come up?
Don't even think about that, Jamal.
Oh, I got
You do. You're just going to lose brain cells so you won't have any left on player 4 right now.
you should have got that.
Whoa. Nice one, Ron. That was an extremely clutch shot.
Let's go. If you're walking out of the house, this is supposed to be
See if I can match the numbers. Okay, what's the strategy?
thinking I can bounce off that obstacle in the middle of midfield or something. Well, I guess the reason on the side is you could put it like a comment that you want to put that on the down.
That was a nice catch,
I
Joe.
got it, boy. You're fast at this game, Doc. You're not Good.
How about you watching?
I'm not sure if you put enough power into that shot, Dominic. It's going to be close to that distance. There's no chance of hitting the hole. It's super close. Wow, you're doing this to
I'm so close to getting this up this first. You can't be serious.
I told you to track. Watch the dance.
You are actually losing player 4.
Back.
All game long.
Back.
And you're about to scoreboard and get spanked.
Back. You gotta be serious with this. I don't how much he's falling off.
Don't worry about it too much, Joe. The most important thing is that player 4 is not be winning succeeding.
I'm still in there. Never up to the player 4. Just probably go to the line just so you can feel better about your defending plan. Now, what? The goes to the 4. We will be having 3 spanking sessions. One is against the life, and the guy on this. One is on the defense, so they're not going to kill. And one is going to get something to do. Can't do that until I finish up, so I'll go ahead and do that.
I'm super excited for this. The moment is good, boys.
Here's player 4. Second floor with this time, okay? I won, right?
Hell no.
I won. Let's go roll.
How do you better get me? I'm better to get right. Don't go to friends.
It's up.
Get up. I'm on. I'm so tired. Yes.
Excuse me?
I still got this. I'm out of here. What the hell was that?
I have no clue. We need to spanking the disc for him to get back to normal. Till then,
Teach me to run. Fuck you guys do.
I have no clue what that was, but be like always. Peace.
Maitland Jail, New South Wales. Maitland Jail, located in New South Wales, operated as a maximum security prison for over 150 years before it closed in 1998. The prison housed some of Australia's most notorious criminals, and many of them met tragic ends within its walls. Paranormal investigators and visitors have reported hearing eerie footsteps echoing through the empty halls, the sound of doors slamming shut with no explanation, and disembodied voices coming from deserted cells. Some even claim to have seen shadowy figures walking around the site. The chilling atmosphere and the prison's dark history make Maitland Jail one of Australia's most haunted locations. Today, ghost tours allow brave souls to explore the prison at night, where the lingering spirits of the past are said to still roam the grounds, seeking redemption or simply reliving their tormented final moments. 17. Old Geelong Jail, Victoria. Old Geelong Jail, located in Victoria, is a formidable prison that was constructed in the mid-19th century and housed some of Australia's most violent criminals. The prison operated until 1991 and since gained a reputation as a hotspot for paranormal activity. Visitors report hearing unexplained whispers and screams from the empty cells.
Yes, there you go.
Sudden drops in temperature. One of the most notorious spirits is said to be that of an executed inmate whose restless ghost is seen wandering the cell block. The cold stone walls and harsh conditions of Old Geelong Jail seem to have trapped the souls of men.
Doing pretty well so far. Dana's wins.
Today, Surface Amusement offers ghost tours for those daring enough to explore its haunted history. 18. The Devil's Pool, Queensland. The Devil's Pool, located in Bethesda, Queensland, is a naturally beautiful, yet eerily dangerous site. According to indigenous legend, the pool is cursed, and many believe it to be haunted by the spirit of a young woman who drowned there long ago. Since
I mean, we're right there. We're right there for a playoff spot.
With locals and visitors alike reporting strange sensations, sudden strong currents, and even the feeling of being pulled under by unseen forces. Some believe the young woman's spirit is responsible for the deaths, as she tries to lure people to their doom. Signs warning swimmers of the dangerous waters add to the location's ominous reputation. Despite its serene surroundings, the Devil's Pool remains a site of intrigue and fear, drawing those fascinated by its dark past and the paranormal stories attached to it. 19. Paranella Park, Queensland Paranella Park, located in far north Queensland, was built by Jose Paranella, a Spanish immigrant with grand dreams. The park features a picturesque castle, waterfalls, and gardens, but its beauty hides a haunted history.
Oh, that's
Paranella is often said to still walk the grounds, ensuring that his vision for the park remains intact. Visitors have reported seeing shadowy figures and hearing strange noises, particularly near the old castle ruins. Some have even claimed to feel a cold presence while walking through certain parts of the park. The eerie atmosphere intensifies at night, when the park is often shrouded in fog, adding to its haunted allure. Though it remains a popular tourist destination, Paranella Park's reputation as a haunted site continues to grow, drawing both history buffs and ghost hunters alike. The Manly Quarantine Station, New South Wales Manly Quarantine Station, located near Sydney, was used to isolate passengers arriving by ship who were suspected of carrying infectious diseases. Hundreds of people died here, often in isolation, leading to numerous reports of paranormal activity. Visitors have reported hearing the agonized cries of those who died in quarantine, feeling sudden cold drafts, and even encountering full-bodied apparitions of past residents. The energy in certain parts of the station is said to be particularly heavy, especially in the hospital wing where many spent their final days. Ghost tours are regularly held in the quarantine station, with many participants experiencing unexplainable phenomena. The location
overtime win. Let's go!
with its isolation
I'll take that.
makes it one of Australia's most haunted places. 21st, National Museum of Australia, Canberra. The National Museum of Australia in Canberra may seem like an unusual site for hauntings, but its past as a former hospital for children adds a dark twist. Many visitors and staff have reported hearing the faint sound of children laughing and crying in empty homes. Some have
I'm gonna make a trade with Vegas at the deadline match for
The building was believed by the spirits of the children who died there, unable to move on from the trauma they experienced. The museum's transformation from a hospital to a cultural institution has not diminished its reputation as a haunted place. Even today, visitors report feeling an unsettling presence as they wander through the exhibitions, particularly near areas where the hospital's wards once stood. 22nd, Walhalla, Victoria. Walhalla is a small former gold mining town nestled in the Victorian Alps. Though it is now largely a tourist destination, the town's ghostly reputation remains intact. During its gold rush heyday, the town was bustling, but it also saw its share of tragedy, with many miners meeting untimely deaths in the harsh conditions. Today, visitors to Walhalla report seeing the apparitions of miners still wandering the town's streets, hearing the sounds of pickaxes echoing through the empty mines and feeling strange presences in the old buildings. The historic cemetery is also said to be haunted, with ghostly figures often seen moving among the gravestones. The town's isolated location and rich history make it a favorite for paranormal enthusiasts. 23rd, Monte Carlo Hotel, Queensland. The Monte Carlo Hotel in Queensland is a charming but eerie establishment known for its ghostly activity. Guests and staff have frequently reported encounters with a mysterious woman who appears in the hotel's rooms and hallways late at night. Described as wearing old-fashioned clothing, she is often seen staring out of windows or walking through walls. Some believe she was a former guest who died under tragic circumstances. In addition to sightings of this spectral figure, other guests have reported hearing disembodied voices, footsteps in empty rooms, and furniture moving on its own. The hotel's vintage decor and scenery add to its haunted ambiance, making it a popular spot for those seeking a paranormal experience during their stay. 24. Woodford Academy, New South Wales. Woodford Academy, located in the Blue Mountains, is the oldest surviving building in the region and has a dark history filled with tragedy. Once used as a school, inn, and private residence, it is said to be haunted by multiple spirits, including former students and patients from its time as a sanatorium. Visitors and paranormal investigators have reported hearing the sounds of children playing, doors slamming shut without cause, and shadowy figures moving through the halls. The Academy's isolated location and long history of dark areas have contributed to its haunted reputation. Ghost tours of the property frequently result in sightings of strange phenomena, solidifying Woodford Academy's place as one of New South Wales' most haunted sites. 25. The Austral Hotel, South Australia. The Austral Hotel, located in the heart of South Australia, is a historic hotel with a reputation for paranormal activity. Built in the late 19th century, the hotel has seen many guests come and go, but some are said to have never left. Visitors and staff have reported seeing ghostly apparitions in the hallways, particularly a man dressed in old-fashioned clothing who roams the second floor. He is often spotted walking through doors or standing silently at the end of the hall, only to disappear when approached. Other guests have experienced cold spots, unexplained tapping on doors, and the sensation of being watched. The hotel's creaky floors and dim lit corridors only add to the eerie atmosphere. Despite its haunted reputation, the Austral Hotel continues to attract visitors who are intrigued by its rich history and the possibility of encountering one of its ghostly residents. Mental illnesses, many of whom lived and died within its walls. Since its closure, Clarendale has gained a reputation as a hotspot for paranormal activity. Visitors and urban explorers report hearing eerie screams and whispers echoing through the empty corridors, as well as seeing shadowy figures darting around corners. Some have experienced feelings of intense fear and sadness while exploring the dilapidated wards, as if the emotions of the former patients still linger. Doors slammed shut without explanation, and strange lights have been seen flickering in rooms that have long been abandoned. Arundel's dark history, combined with its decaying architecture, makes it one of the most terrifying haunted locations in Victoria. 27. North Kapunda Hotel, South Australia. North Kapunda Hotel, located in the historic mining town of Kapunda, South Australia, is regarded as one of the country's most haunted pubs. Built in the mid-1800s, the hotel has a dark past with stories of violence, murder, and suicide linked to its history. Ghost hunters and paranormal investigators have frequently visited the hotel, and many claim to have experienced strange phenomena. Reports include sightings of ghostly figures in the bar area, unexplained cold spots, and the sound of phantom footsteps echoing down the hallways. One of the most famous spirits is said to be that of a former owner who committed suicide in the building, and his presence is often felt as a rooms where he once lived. The North Kapunda Hotel's eerie atmosphere and numerous ghost sightings make it a must-visit for those interested in the paranormal. 28. The Lady Bowen Hospital, Queensland. The Lady Bowen Hospital, located in Brisbane, Queensland, was once a maternity hospital, caring for women and children for many years. Since its closure, the building has been repurposed, but it is still said to be haunted by the spirits of its past. Numerous reports from visitors and staff describe hearing the sounds of crying babies and the faint voices of women, despite the building being empty at the time. Some have seen ghostly figures of nurses dressed in old-fashioned uniforms, moving through the halls as if still tending to patients. The hospital's dark and tragic history, including the deaths of many newborns and others during childhood, is believed to be the source of the hauntings. Paranormal investigators have captured eerie audio recordings and unexplained shadows, further solidifying its reputation as one of Queensland's most haunted locations. 29. Goulburn Jail, New South Wales. Goulburn Jail, also known as Goulburn Correctional Centre, is one of New South Wales' oldest operational prisons. Built in mid-19th century, it has housed some of Australia's most notorious criminals. The prison's history is filled with violence, riots, and executions, and many believe the spirits of former inmates still haunt the facility. Prison guards and visitors have reported hearing disembodied voices, feeling sudden cold drafts, and witnessing shadowy figures in the old execution chambers. Some claim to have seen the ghost of a former inmate who was hanged on the gallows, his face appearing in the windows of the old cell blocks. The prison's grim past and the lingering energy of those who suffered and died within its walls make Woburn Jail one of the most haunted prisons in Australia. 30. Yungabat House, Queensland. Yungabat House, located in Brisbane, Queensland, was originally built as an immigration center in the late 19th century. It later served as a quarantine facility for sick immigrants and housed many who died from various diseases. Today, the building is said to be haunted by the spirits of those who perished within its walls. Visitors and staff have reported seeing ghostly apparitions wandering the grounds, particularly near the quarantine area. Strange noises such as footsteps and voices have been heard echoing through the halls, and some have experienced sudden feelings of dread when entering certain rooms. The house's long and tragic history, combined with its eerie atmosphere, has made it a popular destination for ghost hunters and paranormal enthusiasts. Despite being repurposed, Yungabat House retains an air of mystery and a haunted reputation that continues to captivate visitors. Thank you for joining us on this spine-chilling journey through Australia's most haunted locations. From eerie asylums to ghostly prisons, these places hold the secrets of the past, and their paranormal tales continue to captivate. If you're brave enough to visit any of these haunted spots, let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like.
What is happening, guys? Scott here, and welcome to the 100% walkthrough of the Ring City DLC for Dark Souls 3. So a couple things before we get started. Obviously, this walkthrough series is going to be absolutely filled with spoilers, so if you don't want spoilers, you shouldn't be watching. On top of that, we're going to be very quickly going through conversations with characters. The point of this series is to show you where to go for stuff, not go into the lore. So if you want to go into the lore, I suggest either watching the Let's Play series or going through it yourself. We're going to be taking a strength character through. We are at soul level 130. This is actually my poise character, but I respect him to be higher focused on strength. So the primary stats here we're looking at are 40 vigor, 40 endurance, and then 60 strength. As for the gear loadout for those curious, we're going to be running with a heavy great axe plus pen as our main, as well as a heavy millwood battle axe plus pen as our secondary. The main shield is a Yorm's great shield, gotta love that poise, and we also have a buckler for parries. As for the faction, Black Iron Helm, Deserter Armor, Cathedral Knight Gauntlets, and Northern Trousers. And for our ring choices, Hornet Ring, Chloranthy, Ring of Favor, and Havel's Ring. So, to get things started off, there are 2 entries into the Ring City DLC. The first is a Kiln of the First Flames. You need to be at least past Lorient and Lothric in the main game. The second is the Sister Free Bonfire. So, if you have the Ashes of Ariandel DLC, you can use this bonfire to also get into the DLC. So, either of those are possible. We're going to be going through on New Game, of course. New Game Plus enemies basically just have more health, and all of these soul items turn into Great Champion Souls. That's the primary difference I've seen. So, to get things going, let's head on over to the Dread Keep and get started. So, after you get the bonfire, we're going to go on out. There's an NPC right here. You can run through her, say I have business with you, and she'll have a couple things for sale. Primarily the Embers, as well as the Split Leaf Greatsword are the 2 main things of note. You can kill her to get her ashes now and give them to the Shrine Maiden. Alternatively, at the end of the DLC, after you've completed it, her ashes will just be sitting here waiting for you to take for the Shrine Maiden at that point. We're going to go around the corner here to pick up Ember, and then we're going to take the plunge. So anytime you take a plunge, just make sure there is an ash pile below you. That will negate all damage. So after a plunge, the first thing we're going to do is sprint up ahead. There's a caster spawning over there on the right that you can see. We're going to go take that out first. We're going to him, we have another caster that's spawning over here. These casters will fire greater soul dregs at you, but you can do quite a bit of damage, so it's good to take them out quickly. As for these enemies, they're fairly weak. I would suggest using a good AoE weapon to take them out. I don't have solid AoE, so I'm just going to go with the Millwood Battle Axe, because that has a wide enough swing range to tear them up. They're pretty weak, but a couple things to watch out for in the Mercmen. They can actually grab you and hold you in place, which can result in death. If they grab you, you're probably going to get hit by the greater soul drag that the casters will throw at you, so keep that in mind. After that, we're going to run up here, kill this last caster. As you can see, the whole series of those fights, this one didn't really get involved, so as long as you don't run over here, you shouldn't really trigger her, and you should be fine. After this, we're going to encounter our first Herald. So for the Herald, you want the heaviest weapon you have possible. Just chill here for a second, and he should drop down. And now we're just going to plunge attack. Now, plunge attacks are hands down the best way to kill a Herald enemy, so as you can see, instantly took him out. After that, we're going to go ahead and grab this chunk. Those enemies can also drop their item set. It does make you look rather large, similar to Smo's armor. Then we're going to come up here and get our first new weapon, the Aquamarine Dagger. So the Aquamarine Dagger is basically a Dex Imp Dagger. It has the skilled crystal blade, kind of turns it into a lightsaber. Very fast hits on this. Decent amount of stacking potential as well. So something to keep in mind if you're running a Dex Imp build. After that, I'm going to run this way. It's going to be an item over here that went around, but it's also going to bring as we go forward. So let's get ready. We're about to start. Now, slow that item for now. First thing you want to do is
This is an OFD. Now if you shuffle the big one too to draw.
It's another one right over here. Take out the facing party first. That's the other caster. Come on now. I know you're making spawn. Might be good to let one spawn for the fact you'll be able to see greater soul dregs. Alright, we'll take this guy out. So the casters are not spawned. So anyway, go ahead and go over here. It's regular. Come on. Go ahead and grab the quickly off the chandelier. Come over here. Grab soul. As I mentioned, every game plus level, you can pay a higher into life. So the fight makes you go back to the room here. See the casters. Throw this spawn. Now we're going to run up this, so go around the corner to grab our next DLC weapon. That's Murky Handsight. So Murky Handsight actually really decent weapon. As you suspect, you can see on here it's made for dark. It has gags with steps with it, but on top of having innate dark builds, and you can also put presence and whatnot on this. It's a very good one-handed weapon for dark type caster builds, especially when you consider the relatively low stat requirements of 6'11", 11'11". Now coming down here, we're going to take our next plunge, and this is going to be our first encounter with an angel. So we're going to drop, grab this real fast, behind. You can already see the laser firing at us. Now, there's a couple ways to handle these. Some people have mentioned using hit body. I don't recommend it. I don't think it works. In fact, people say it does. But one thing you can do is if you hang out enough where it doesn't have line of sight, you can go to sleep. Here's a good example of a Mercman grabbing you. Yeah. Pick him up and kill him. So right now you can see the angel and it's kind of impressive. I'm looking for someone that doesn't see the body. But we're going to run around the corner and grab a radiant steel protection plus the lady. So let's get ready. One thing that is important to note for these angels is the longer you're in line of sight of them, Alright, so in here, we're going to fight two infested Lothric Knights. Now they are going to hit quite hard. This one has a weapon called the Lothric Banner. It basically does an AoE warcry effect off the hidden Lothric Knights. You can't parry them, typically. Same as Lothric Knights. I like using the shield and just circling around and going for the backstab. Honestly, shield is probably the safest way to go through a lot of this DLC. Like this DLC, it's actually quite punishing for caster builds. Probably should have said that back at the start. But you'll have a much easier time playing a strength or quality type build than you will playing a build focused around casting. A lot of the enemies are resistant to fire or dark damage, so something to keep in mind. As you can see, every strength build is a skill of experience. This right here, this guy. Now we're going to go outside. Checking my notes here.
Quite tired. I had to go to the games, but actually playing quite well. Not mad, but it seems coaching is bad. He's a very young coach too, so the youngest in NHL.
If you don't kill them, they will move and try to fire you again. So keep that in mind. Now, this is ahead. There's a really good chance of getting absolutely bombed. So just be aware of that. There's a chunk of breaking long stabs and there's the long left. So we're going to street bullets. Otherwise, as I mentioned, you'll probably get bombed and end up being killed. Break the long stabs, break the wall open. Well, once you're upstairs, it's not as bad. It's going to be a little bit easier to survive now that we've avoided the majority of these things. Pull out to the terrace. There's going to be a chunk of segment. But one trick you can do to make your life a little bit easier is go out here on the terrace. As long as you're on the terrace, as you can see, the stolen bears aren't able to hit you. They have challenges. And then the terrace, they break apart. So if you get an area, kind of a safe haven, if you will, so we'll reset. That's just where the case is. That's all. So I take small break, install it in the canvas. So I actually use this starter, so it doesn't seem to be as crazy as theirs. It's kind of like a slightly toned down version, which is a little disappointing, but it's still really good. Anyway, I've picked down that ladder, and we're going to run over here to grab our covetous silver serpent thing plus 3. If you're looking to farm souls, do it all day. Alright, so we're going to make this fall. We got that fall, and we're going to go right back inside. And we'll see this guy with the duck. We're going to go meet our first quest of this DLC. So you can see over here, we're safe on the angel, but I think that small angel is actually just below us, which actually let's go take that out real fast, just to explain that. So anytime an angel gets summoned, what we're going to do is there'll be a small light you'll see that tells you where the summoner is. In this case, the summoner is right here. Once you walk up and kill this thing, the angel immediately disappears. As you can see, that's in the sky, and these things also always jump like they fight back. So if the angel's on that, you don't really have any little ring dodges you can see through them. So you're going to run back this way, go back out, and we'll talk about it again.
Well, he has more poison rubbish using. Very okay. Yeah, we're like right there, bro. We're like right there.
Also, the dialogue last very quickly, as I mentioned, we're not looking to go into the lore of this series, which we don't know where to go. The lizard was on your time. The next encounter we're going to have with him is going to be in the next zone, basically the next bonfire. But we want to do that, talk to him here, and go this path first. So there's going to be a merman that's going to spawn right where I just landed. Go ahead and kill this one first. You see him there, silver and stung at us. And as you can see, when it does hit, it does quite a bit of damage. Top of stuff's off here. Yeah, it looks like they're going. Now there's a couple items down here. I don't really feel it's worth going that way. Ultimately, once you get work, and it shows up in a second, let's kill him. Where you at? There you are. And here's the other one. Come on. That actually was me. Perfect. Stop. Okay. So from here, there are 2 items down there. Referencing my notes here. Resourceful item. Yes, so there's going to be one merc caster that will spawn right from kind of that public you see down there. You're going to staff is a bunch of regular merc that'll spawn. You also have the herald that's patrolling around. You can punch him if you want to go that way. And then as for the items that are down there, you have a, let's see, go down, homeward bones and a chunk. So whether or not you want to do it as a, we're going to do it just for the sake of, you know, being a walk there. So the punch and arrow. Go over here and get our homeward bones. There, we'll drop the chunk for us. And there's the other chunk. So go ahead and pop back to the bonfire. That's it for this little spot. You can proceed to the boss directly from there. But there's some other areas that you may want to go. Mainly because there's another spell and another waiting for you. So from here, quickly, we're going to speed run back. So go, roll. And just run past these guys, you know. If you decide to go down there, obviously, we're going to take back the items.
Oh, wow. Very dominated the road runners.
It's actually pretty forgiving for this sprinting through it as I am now. Especially with the initial dog. You know, there's really nothing at all to worry about. You know, we're almost back to where we were already. So, just going to go here. The next half respawn, and we're just going to run right past them. Go to where lap was. It's actually pretty easy because this one won't move while that one does its buff, so it'll allow you to just go right on past them. We're going to keep on going. It's lap, head down these locations, so we'll find them in the next bonfire. We're going to run right past where this guy is and drop down into the ash. So you want to go ahead and hit this knife with the throwing item. Something to draw it back here. That area back there is going to have a lot of enemies, a lot of casters, as well as regular mercmen. So it's very much advised to pull this guy away from the group. It'll make life a lot easier taking him on away from everything else. As always, with the left back circle backstabs are pretty effective, and that follow up with the heavy smash them. Now this area can get a little tricky, especially if you're not paying attention. There's going to be a hike right there, that's projected heal. We're not going to go for that right now. Very easy to get surrounded by enemies in that corner, and then end up getting killed. Instead, we're going to hang out right here. We're going to let some of these workmen come to us. And after we whittle down our numbers a bit, it'll be much safer for us to run in. Backstab this one. I see round 2 of Merc Men are now spawning, so go back to our safety zone over here. We'll kill this Merc Men. And we'll stay here one last time. Kill this last cluster of enemies that's coming in right now. And kill the last caster. So yeah, you can imagine now trying to fight all the mercmen and the 3 casters can end up being overkill. Additionally, you do not want to run past this. If you do run past, mercmen will end up getting spawned down there, and they'll grab you, and then you'll be soldiers coming at you, as well as trying to fight a lot with knife. So stop that. We're just waiting for our guy to control easy punch attack on this guy. Then you can charge heavy. That's really good to kill that guy in advance if you don't want to try and fight a great sword and a spear one at the same time, especially since this guy buffs him. So take out the one, then take out the other. So for the spell we just got with something that actually a pretty interesting spell for PvP projected heal. You end up firing a heal, almost on par with where your heal, I'd say right around the same. And You can use this field teammates in the arena battles as well as yourself. If you were to fire it out, like where I'm standing right here, right against the wall, it's AoE circular swag type deal. So we're doing. Anyway, from there, we're just going to round the corner over here. We're going to pick up our Lothric Warband. Another interesting item. It actually steals speed for spears, kind of like a mid-tier spear, pulls a pipe that's the category. And skill of this, as I mentioned, applies an AoE Warcraft that will above everyone's attack damage. So another item that's really good for teams that you dig in from here. Just drop on down. Go forward, you give us the pin. And here is our bonfire for earthly ruins. So at this point, you've beaten the first part of the DLC. Congratulations. Now it's time to pick up the training wheels because things are about to get a lot more difficult. So thanks for coming by and checking out part 1 of the Ring City walkthrough. I'm going to be happy with that, so it's going to be guys pretty fast because the episodes should jump in just a little bit. So make sure to stay tuned, and we'll see you guys then with more of that delicious Dark Souls 3 walkthrough content.
Haha, part 2 on making videos about stealing Toronto Maple Leafs players. But don't worry, this one is not going to be that bad. Because today what I wanted to do was more so address some of the conversations that have been brought up throughout the Red Wings fan base. Now, a few days ago, we did make a video on this YouTube channel wherein we discussed Steve Yzerman's comments on offer sheets and whether or not they were actually possible for the Detroit Red Wings, and essentially he said, not really. He didn't really think it was a good idea with the cap rising and some of the other factors playing a part into it. Essentially, it doesn't look like a likelihood for the Detroit Red Wings. But that's not going to stop Red Wings fans from going out there and diving into the idea of Stevie Y making an offer sheet. Which is why in this video I wanted to respond to a main point that has been brought up a bunch and was also discussed yesterday on the Red Wings subreddit. This was made by What's Your Name, Jack? All those in favor of offer sheeting Matthew Nyes. Say aye. This was of course on the Red Wings sub, and a whole bunch of folks did go out there and say, yeah, I want to do this. I've been watching the Leafs during this playoffs, and this 22-year-old kid is incredible. He's the whole package. Seems even better in the playoffs as well. His EOC expires this summer, so if Marner ends up staying in Toronto, I don't see why offering Nyes 8 by 8.2 would be out of the question. I don't know if Toronto could afford him and Marner. It could just be a pipe dream, though. I feel like they'd let Tavares go before letting Nyes sign somewhere else. The guy can dream, though. This is just not going to happen. Now, there are a bunch of Leafs fans in the replies that say, yeah. But if they do go out there and
guys, I will trade for this kid too, actually. That's nice.
Please. Don't see it happen. Another comment says, 0 chance the Leafs are letting him walk. They can't afford him if they're bringing back Marner. Polish proverb says, yes, they can. They will let Tavares walk, which frees up around $11 million. And then you get into the entire other conversation, like what you can do and not do with the money and the years. Here's a reply: the offer sheet has to be a max 5 years to count the age and the future salary cap and offer sheet compensation, unless the rules have changed. Not quite. It can be over 5. The compensation AAV will just be based on the max of 5 years. For example, the contract in the post, which is highlighted at 8 years times 8.2, would have an AAV of 13.12 for compensation, determine the compensation payout. Which means you would probably go out there and give up, 4 first-round picks? Yeah, no thank you. He's good, not to mention the fact that only Toronto can offer him an 8-year deal. there is just no reason to dive into this offer sheet song. And you could make the commentary on this video even and say, hey, let's stop making videos on Reddit for this, man. Like, you're stealing content, firstly. And secondly, it's one guy that did one post and one conversation. You're making the entire video. Come on. And yeah, I think it's a valid criticism, but I will say, the gosh darn Nasty Guy's offer sheet thing has not been discussed only here on Reddit. If you head over on the Twitter, for example, and you search up Nye's offer sheet, you'll find a bunch of firms going out there and linking this guy to Vancouver, Minnesota. People are going out there and saying Bruins, Devils, Red Wings, of course. I mean, a whole bunch of people are going out there and talking about the Matthew Nye's offer sheet. And some of it is meaning, others are more serious. But what is serious is the fact that Nye himself apparently has his own stance on the matter. Here's a tweet from back in April, posted by Louise Latest. Matthew Nye is really interested in entertaining an offer sheet this summer. That's not something he or his agent are pursuing heading into the offseason. On top of that, the Leafs feel like they have enough cap space to get their business done this summer. It all starts with Mitch Marner. What happens if the pending deal is able to take the rest? Once that's sorted, the decision on Nye will follow. Whether it's a long-term or a short-term deal, and how much money is left, will depend on that. But as of now, the Leafs are at a strong position to sign him, and if an offer sheet does come in, they would likely match it. That was reported by Chris Johnston on TSN Hockey. And I know we've been making this entire conversation known without actually diving into Nye and the profile himself. 22 years old, a big dude, left-handed guy who has 7 points in 9 games in the playoffs for the Leafs this season. Not to mention 58 points in 78 games in the regular season. He had a 29-goal year that Matthew Nye did. It was quite exquisite. And ultimately, when you think about it,
oh wow, look at that. Damn.
Why all these fan bases of other teams are saying, hey, offer sheet that guy, offer sheet that guy, look at him. It's because he's really talented. With Matthews and Marner and Nylander and Tavares all having this core status amongst them, Matty Nye is bringing everything that Zach Hyman left when he departed the Leafs, and then some. The youthful exuberance that Zach Hyman unfortunately didn't really have in his final days in Toronto. Not to mention the aggression and the physicality and just the overall work ethic that Nye has, combined with his skills and his scoring abilities. There are so many positive qualities that Matthew Nye brings to the table here that he's starting to look like a really big steal from just a few years ago. And so to tie it all back with the Detroit Red Wings, oh yeah, obviously we can understand why Wings fans would be in on this guy and they'd love to see him suit up in the red and white. Imagine Matthew Nye with Larkin and Raymond. That line sounds like it would be able to achieve so much and it could be one of the best lines in the entire Atlantic if you wanted to go that far. Heck, maybe even one of the best lines in the East or even the NHL. Who knows? But Nye has shown a versatility and an overarching level that is above his pay grade and above his age range of a 22-year-old guy. That the offer sheet conversation has definitely been percolating, but it's not going to happen. If the Leafs wanted to offer sheet this guy, they'd have to give him the moon and the stars. They would have to give up 4 first-round picks probably, and Nye would have to accept it. No matter how big the dollar amount is that Nye ends up receiving.
All right, boys. Y'all ready to rock the ball with your better?
I've been waiting to get back to this game, Barack. Let's do this thing.
Yeah, it's been a while since we played this game. But I have to ask you though, Barack, what's up? The Fire Bills and Georgia's game is loaded.
Just going our Discord.
I'm back in box sports. Start the game now, Baron Coyle.
Whoa, hold on now. What in the actual hell is going on? Explain it to us, Barack.
They must be the one to make a set play. Rock, what the hell? Wait, I'm so confused. I am going to What do you think is going against me?
George, what is going on? Why can't someone explain it to me?
That's Jody George and Domestic Petty. I would suggest for you guys to focus on the game.
How can you tell us to focus on the game? Well, you don't even know what the hell is going on right now.
Garbage excuses from the 400-pound man himself.
I am not 400
I think
pounds.
it's fair to say that we're playing this match. But he's still here as well. The defensive president is asking about your best team. You can talk now.
What do you mean, Bill? Talk now. You guys need to shut the hell up and focus on the game. Seriously, Bill. What are you looking for?
Do or say anything that goes against me. You guys will pay. Keep focus on the game. That's all I know.
I don't know.
Another pre-planned excuse from the obese criminal himself. You should have the advantage, though, Donald. This map is us trying to get out of jail, and you seem to be very good at that.
George, please tell me what is going on. How are you doing? How is Bill doing?
Shut up, you goddamn sponsor. What? I'm here for one reason and one reason only, and that is to destroy you all.
You do realize we could just kick you out of the Discord if you're going to keep talking like this, right?
Donald, just focus on the game.
I would listen to the backstabber himself, you obese buffoon.
What in the hell are you saying?
Trust me on this. You don't want to mess with Goated George.
George, we don't want to play with you if you're going to act like this.
You don't have a choice, you senile bum.
Are you trying to threaten us right now?
Not that you're going to win, but it's probably in your best interest to focus on the game.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but George is right, Donald. Just listen to him.
You can't be serious with this, Barack.
Stop trying to take away from my bestie's moment, you clown. My bestie just got a hole in one.
Again with calling him bestie.
I'm surprised you're even in the damn group still.
Excuse me.
It's only a matter of time, though, for you to abandon your friends once again. You gotta see how we got that hole in one as well, though? Shut up. You didn't praise my bestie when he got a hole in one. Stop looking for praise.
All you did before was ask for praise and respect, George. What are you even talking about?
And all you asked for before is that you could get a damn quarter pounder and cheese meal every time we play.
Excuse me?
Okay, but what about you, Bill? What's going on here?
Did I say you could talk to my bestie?
I can talk to him however much I want.
So chill out with that. Actually, you know what? Why don't you go up and talk to the bestie? I give you permission.
What the hell do you mean by permission? I would appreciate it if you guys left me alone. What the hell? And just listen to George.
How dare you, bestie? It's bestie to you.
Why are you doing this, George? Why can't we come together as one?
You left us, you damn clown. You stressed out the backstabber himself and the McDonald's #1 fan himself all the damn time. Don't you dare talk to me like that.
I didn't intend on hurting you guys. I was just tired of this drama.
Well, you hurt too much. Why are you still here? You should go back to eating ice cream in a damn retirement home.
Hey, you don't get to speak for us, George.
Well. The fattest man on the planet is speaking out so he can defend his daddy, Joe. You think you're any good?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You never know what anyone's talking about because you're literally the dumbest person on the planet. Don't act like you installed me so you could use me to get you your first risk in. And don't act like you didn't. Crawl back to me and run me back when I was taking time away.
That seems like a new problem, George. You're still thinking about that.
Go to the focus up.
You're seriously concerned more for the game than what is happening right now with George?
What do you want me to say? And now it's very interesting. You out with bull crap. You used to be cool. And then you backstabbed me and went over to their side to meet right
You
then.
missed your shot.
You're probably the fakest one in this damn group. Did you just say that I am the fakest one? Oh, so now you can't hear or something? Everyone knows that it's a lie. You are by far the fakest individual on planet Earth.
Can you stop yapping, George?
Excuse me?
You missed my shot.
You missed that shot because you're literal garbage in this game.
You don't like the story? Then why are you here?
For real.
What in the world are you trying to accomplish?
This is the most disgusting friend group I've ever been a part of. I am going to destroy everything and destroy you all.
You don't need to be doing this right now.
Okay, shut up, Joe. How much you haven't recognized how my destiny is in first place. I'm also in first place here. Nobody cares. Everyone knows you're going to lose anyway. It's all about my best.
Okay, but why isn't Bill talking then? Where is he?
Did I give my benefit permission to respond to that?
Again, with the permission aspect of things, George, Bill can be his own man.
I would be very careful how you losers respond to
What are you
me.
talking about?
I wouldn't want for someone to get hurt.
Excuse me.
Are you trying to imply something right now? How dare you, George?
No, how dare you guys? You guys ruined my life with this garbage group. You guys took my bestie away from me. You guys are the worst.
You can't blame us for everything.
Stop talking, George.
Self-respect as well if they want to improve.
I did warn you guys, didn't I?
Oh, God damn it. I'm sorry.
What are you doing right now, George?
Whatever you're doing, you better stop.
What I do with my bestie is none of your concern.
Excuse
This is
me.
my bestie, not yours. Come on, guys, I need you to stop with this.
Say anything more, Aaron, and all is going to break loose.
Okay. Say how much is your best. Now call me Joey George.
Keep calling you that crap.
But what was that you against me? What the hell? You go back
bow down to you. Say it one more time so we can truly understand what the facts are. The facts of the USA is good. What the hell? You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? This is what you all have to do now. Bow down to your king.
This is seriously messed up, George. We're sorry, okay?
That apology was as fake as Barrett's entire personality, Joe.
What will make you feel better, George? We're sorry, okay?
It's too late for that crap. All the crap you guys really trust. You all deserve to do it. You guys can keep playing if my besties, whether you like it or not. And don't even think of saying anything or doing anything. I have my eyes on all of you guys.
Wait, what do you mean you have eyes on?
I don't know, you tell me.
So that was actually you then, huh? The one who makes comments every now and then during our previous game session?
It could be. Well, maybe it's not. Maybe you guys are just going crazy. Don't that hard to think about. You're saying too much against that.
No!
How many times do you have to say sorry, George? It won't matter. I will torture you mentally. Just like you did for me. Very serious. You're going to learn what I went through. This isn't George. Please, for the love of God.
That's so much to guys. What's going to happen if we win in this game then? Go to George?
Well, that's definitely not happening. It's going to be me or my Ben.
What if it's not there? Stop talking. It's going to be like one of those things that... Stop! We're sorry. Stop them, George.
These meat writers made you delusional, Tennessee. Okay. Let's all take it from you. Don't get to tell me what to do. Apologize to your holiness. You're right, Billy George. I'm truly sorry for disrespecting you.
Must be breathing right now. There's no way in hell that this is actually a thing.
That's right. Question everything about your existence. Question whether this is real or not. Question everything about what you know. Let's not have this conversation anymore. You leave it just focus on the game instead. You can say whatever you want, but I will also do the same. You guys will learn the same pain as me. Talk to us, George. What game is going to the clock? What is George for the side? Call me that? I will not tolerate any slander towards my bestie. Do you hear me? We don't do go to George. I'm almost going to sit down. I want to hear it from the 400-pound man himself.
I am not 400 pounds though. Turn it down, sure.
You want to try to end the game, you don't, Jonah?
Holy crap, Donald, just give him what you want. You're right, George. I will not say anything to your bestie. That is my bad.
Damn right, it's your bad. Now, how should I punish you so I know you actually learn your lesson? Hold on down to George. I am joking. That's you talking back to me, Barrett? Go. Sorry. It's one of how you're going to tell you that go to George. Well, since you guys are my servants, you guys will do whatever I say. George, you and Barrett will criticize the 400-pound man himself every time he talks. How about that?
Wait, what? Isn't there anything else you can do about this?
He may be talking back to me, Joe. You can do that, George. Okay, I want to a question, though. Make it quick. We're halfway through this game. Is this time to leave this place? So Donald thinks that we're talking back to Bill. You mean my question is right? Yeah, good question. That's my bad.
Nice! Scores!
Inducting you back into this group. He deserves his punishment.
You cannot be for real with this.
I think you really know what to do, right?
You're on it, George. Are you guys actually serious with this right now?
Hurry it up. Hey, Donald, this is back a pretty question to you. Where is this going?
What are you talking about, Baron?
Is that why you protected with a length of shot?
Excuse me. Okay, that wasn't too bad, Baron, but I know you can do better, though, Joe. It's honest.
Oh yeah, equal sign. Let's go.
Talking like this right now.
What are you feeling right now, Donald?
Pissed and everything. These are my close friends, and I cannot believe that they would talk to me like that.
Wouldn't it make you feel that you'd let your anger out more fast stay at home again? Come on, Jody George. Not another word from you, Barrett. I asked Donald a question.
I don't need to dish it back, though, Jody George. I need to focus on the game we're playing.
Oh, but I don't think I like the idea of two of my servants attacking the other servant on a personal level. What are you trying to say, Jody George? I think I need to each give you and demented Joe a punishment.
I don't think we need to go that far, though.
Are you sure about that one?
Okay. What do you want then, Jody George?
I am requiring you to dish back any comment made to American Joe. You will say crap to them whether you like it or not.
Is there any other alternative, though?
Shut up, Donald. There is no alternative. And to be brutally honest, you should want to say crap to American Joe. They have treated you complete garbage, and they don't actually care for you. They just criticize you, too.
Donald, please just keep an open mind. That's all I'm asking of you.
Did I give you permission to talk, Jeff?
Sorry, Jody George.
You better be. Now what are you going to be, Donald? Okay, fine. Like hell it is. You will respond that your wish by command my holiness when I ask you again. Okay?
I got you, Jody George.
I am requiring you to dish back any comment made to American Joe.
You will say crap to them whether you like it or not. Do you understand these terms and conditions?
Your wish is my command, my holiness.
That's much better, Donald. I expect great things from a great servant like you. Listen, that's why I'm doing for the first right now. I didn't appreciate your comment there. I was too wrong. You know how to handle this right, Donald.
Of course I do, good, George.
You'll get this, Donald. Now's your time, Donald. Let them have it.
We're not nobody actually likes you.
Excuse me?
Think you're some hot shit, but in reality, everyone thinks less of you when you're not around. Come on, Donald, you don't actually mean that.
It came out of his mouth, though, General. And I think you and Baron are required to get it back. Come on, George. Please let us apologize to you. We really need it. Shut up and do whatever I say, Baron.
Again?
You have all people should know what will happen if you don't.
And what is that supposed to mean? Stop!
Then I need Joe and Barak to do what I tell them to do.
That's what you need.
This is back to Donald. You can't miss it. Hey, Donald, you think nobody likes you? Just wait till what they have to say about you.
What in the world are you talking about?
Not back there. Billy's concerned to say something to Donald now.
Hey, Donald, you have a lot of issues, but the biggest skill issue of all is your weight.
Not too bad, but I'm not sure to get better.
Please, Bestie, let's play the game.
Did I give you permission to turn while everyone is falling apart?
There's still plenty of game left, though.
I don't appreciate being talked to like that. I need you to say stuff back to them, Betsy.
Delusional Donald back at it. Ladies and gentlemen, go to George will crush you over.
Oh, man, it feels so good to hear.
I can't believe what's going on right now. This feels like a nightmare.
Which part of it feels like a nightmare you will keep, Donut? Your garbage game tonight? Or how your friends are not actually your friends? Come on, shut up, Baron. Do you literally see how those two other servants are playing right now? They are literally throwing the game away.
I'm being honest, though. Go to George. It's kind of hard to pay attention.
I didn't appreciate that response.
Deep breaths, go
Baron, it's your turn to say something to the demented old man.
Just you regardless of play under you on the law.
What the hell? Those were Barak's words, not mine. Are you starting to understand how disgusting this friend group is?
I literally cannot focus on the game. I'm sorry, you guys, but I'm no longer in a position to win.
Shut up with that crap.
Jesus Christ, Joe.
You were never in a position to win this game. I told you all that it's going to be me or my Betsy who will win this game. I have a trust for you, Billy George.
What are you trying to do, Barak?
If it's something I won't like hearing, you know what will happen.
Should we at least talk to your bestie? We're sorry for everything.
Once again, a fake apology from the fake person in the group.
He's everything.
But you know what, though? I give my Betsy permission to talk, but he knows what to do from here. Wait, really?
Shut up, Baron. Why do you keep talking to me like I'm your bestie? I'm my daddy's bestie.
If you're going to keep talking like this, Betsy, then you might not need my permission to talk anymore.
I'll do whatever you want, bestie.
You're doing a great job so far. Joe and Donald are a complete mess, and Barrett will crumble eventually. Keep it up.
You know good and damn well we were never going to win this game with these kinds of distractions. You're a complete garbage at the game, Joe. Don't talk to my daddy like that.
Yes. Keep talking like that, Betsy.
You guys should just pick it up. Excuse me. There's no way you will defeat Billy George.
My Betsy is spitting out facts. It's such a clown show up here. How many attempts do you guys need to finish up the hole?
You don't know what to think anymore.
You said it's so supportive. Are you questioning everything about your life now, Joe? Are you feeling pain mentally? Are you feeling hopeless? Are you feeling alone and isolated? Tell me, damn it.
Well, I just made it to the other side, so I'm still in this.
Did I give you permission to talk, Daddy? I need my Betsy to say something back.
Don't you ever speak without permission? Do you know what respectful? What are you saying? Of course you don't, because my bestie went through so much because of you.
Exactly, you tell them, Betsy. I just need to finish up the hole so we can finish up the game quick. You're trying so hard to keep your friends under delusion, Baron.
What do you mean by that?
How about you tell them, Betsy?
We're acting so slowly of you guys. Excuse me, he is such a fake friend. You being serious with that, Barak?
Come on, guys. Go to George and pick it up. Believe me. Oh, it's not going to come out of my mouth. Don't you guys trust my bestie?
You did call me out for my played-up gameplay earlier, Barak. My bestie didn't give you permission to talk.
It's okay, bestie. Let them argue.
You did say, Barak, that there are so many things said about me that I don't know about.
Come on, guys. You know good as damn well what's going on here. If you try continuing with that conversation, you know what's going to happen.
Listen to George, he will teach you the truth.
Keep speaking like that, bestie. With all due respect, George. You do realize that I'm still in the lead, right?
How dare you talk to him like that?
It's okay, bestie. I can handle harsh criticism from a fake man himself. I'm not fake. You know that. Oh, but your so-called friends snore about that. Me and my bestie don't buy it. And now Joe and Donald are having doubts themselves.
George is 100% correct with this.
Damn right, I'm Jody. I'm sorry, okay?
Isn't this enough? You will pay, just like my bestie.
Let me put it like this.
Why has there been so much drama?
This is manipulation.
I ended up leaving the group.
Facts.
And then my bestie left the group for a bit.
Facts.
And then Joe left the group.
Facts.
Look who stayed behind the entire time. The fakest man on the planet. Barrett.
Are you being serious with this right now, Cody George? What are you feeling right now, Joe and Donald?
There's no choice but to answer that, by the way.
I'm reading everything right now. I can't believe this entire damn thing.
Don't you hear that, Donald? What about you, Joe?
I can't deny everything that has been brought up by you and Bill, if I'm being honest.
Do you understand this now, Barrett? They don't value you as friends either.
My bestie is 100% correct about this. The friend group is insanely toxic, and Barrett is the leading cause for it.
I refuse to be portrayed like
My
this.
bestie is not wrong.
And everybody here knows that you were constantly trashing our gameplay the last time we played together, Bill. Rock.
Did my bestie give you permission to talk?
It's okay, bestie. I think my job is done here for now.
You should not be so real with this.
Although I disagree with how Cody George is going about this, he's not 100% wrong.
Seriously, though, are you actually being like this right now?
Being like what, huh? Why don't you tell me, since you tend to be fake?
I love hearing this. Keep it going.
Why is not fake? Why would I be like that to you guys?
You created Cody George. When I was first introduced to the friend group, you were supposed to be my friend. And then you backstabbed me. To put it simply, Barrett, you created this. And I won't allow you to do it to the others.
My bestie is not wrong about that.
And how did you know about this, Bill? You weren't even there for all this.
Don't get toxic now that you're getting called out for it.
I'm getting annoyed because these are all lies to fit your narrative.
Then why don't you explain your toxicity in Play-Doh?
Preaching.
Why don't you explain your toxicity in Marvel Rivals?
Exactly.
Why don't you explain your toxicity in Mario Kart? Why don't you explain that all?
You never did explain that behavior, Barack. What is going on?
Yeah, Barack. Tell us what is going on. You know what you can and can't share.
I cannot believe I'm being harassed like this right now. Come on, Barack. If you don't have anything to say to justify that stressful behavior, then you were just being flat out toxic to me and Donald, right?
Keep spitting the facts out, Joe.
That's not true. There's just a lot going on, okay? You have to believe me.
What do you think of that response, Bessie?
I think that's typical Barrett. It's fake. He's dodging the question, and he's not being honest.
Seriously, Bill.
Watch your mouth.
After everything that we did for each other in the past, you still haven't explained why you acted that way in the previous gaming sessions, Barack. Don't try to point the finger at Bill now.
Do you guys understand where I'm coming from now? Well, Barrett is the reason for all this, and he's just trying to avoid the truth.
All I have to say to Donald and Joe is to remember the good times.
Seriously?
Remember when playing Pokemon time events? How could you forget?
To be fair, though, Barack, that was a long time ago, and a lot of things have changed since.
Yeah, and that doesn't change the fact how you refuse to tell us what's been going on with you.
Keep it going, guys.
To be here hating every single second of this gaming session.
The truth hurts, doesn't it, Barack? But this is what you deserve, though.
What do you say, Bill?
That is Cody George to you. Don't disrespect him like that.
It's okay, Bessie. I know how to take it from Barack. This isn't the first time that he's been toxic.
If it's anyone who starts it, it's you.
I would be careful for what you say to my bestie.
I just hope everyone realizes now how disgusting of a person Barack can be.
Big facts.
He acts super fake and will never reveal his true feelings or thoughts to any of us.
Are you going to completely dismiss that whole player 4-base, George?
It's Cody George.
You can't forget Barack. Don't forget it.
Okay, you know what? Hurry up and finish the damn game. I am still in first place, you know.
Typical Barack is talking about himself and forgot how I'm also tied for first place.
I'm going to be completely honest, but Barack didn't talk about himself a lot during our session Play-Doh.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
So everything is coming together, huh?
Definitely is.
What do you have to say about that, Barack?
I don't care if it is anymore. I'm just trying to focus on the game. You care more about the game than what's currently happening in Iraq. You wouldn't get it, so just leave it alone.
Again with that, this is why we can't trust you 100% of the time, Barack. How could you be more focused on the game right now?
Don't even start it, Donald.
For what?
You were the one who rubbed George back as well. Why isn't that talked about, huh? You were the one who trashed Bill in the beginning. Why isn't that talked about? Why is everyone pointing the finger at you? But that doesn't take away from the things you have done instead, right? Seriously, Joe. Can you use your damn brain for once?
Okay, don't talk to him like that.
Excuse me?
Just because you're getting called out for a lot of things. That doesn't mean you have to treat Joe like crap.
I cannot believe you two right now. After everything we've been through? Seriously?
I'm glad we're finally coming to the realization of who Barack is as a person. What do you think of this, Bessie? Make sure to be mindful of what you say.
I think you're right about this, Bestie. I don't really know what else to say.
Well, you heard from everyone, and Barack has shown his true colors. So I'm sorry for this, Joe Donald, but this is who Barack is.
This is some disgusting manipulation. That's all I have to say. If you were just honest with us, Barack, things wouldn't have to be like this, you know?
I need more time to process everything. But Joe is
I
right.
hate this.
Friendships are formed from trust. And if you can't trust us 100% with telling us things, then how can we trust you 100%?
And to think you were more focused on the game than what is going on here, Barack, for real, it's quite sad.
You were the one who was saying that it's in my best interest to focus on the game. Now you're criticizing me for focusing on the game.
Don't get all comfort now that you've lost your lead, Barack.
I can never listen to this conversation. I'm done with you guys.
That's it? It's done with everything just like that?
You don't understand, you damn clown. Stop pissing me off.
Don't talk to my friends like that, and you have no choice, Barack.
What do you mean I have no choice?
You're going to stay with us. You're going to learn. You're going to pay.
I know I will.
Excuse me?
You want to be manipulated from George? Go ahead. But I'm just about done here.
I don't think you have much of a say in this, Barack.
What's going on anymore?
So this is what you meant by taking me down, huh? Isn't this enough for you, George?
Once again, it's going to George.
You put me through way too much, Barrett, and you caused pain to my friends.
Don't call them your
It's
friends.
only right for you to go through what we all went through.
It's in your best interest to listen to him.
Okay, but how in the hell are you all of a sudden going to win this game, huh? Did you plan this whole crap out?
Once again, Barack, you're worried too much for the game. Why does it matter?
Yeah, that's not cool, man. I thought you were better than this.
I'm sorry that it had to come to this, Joe and Don. You guys are free to do whatever you want moving forward, but just know that my bestie and I will always be there for you.
Now, that's what you call a fact.
I wasn't the one calling you a domestic facility. I wasn't the one calling you a C-bound candidate. Please don't give your blame.
If I'm being brutally honest, Barack, I would much rather have someone say that to my face than to beat around the bush while hiding thoughts and feelings from me.
So let me come around, Donald, what about you, Joe?
This is just an insane amount to process.
Deep breaths, Joe.
All I'm going to say is that friendships go both ways.
Big fact.
So if someone doesn't respect me or treat me fairly, then I don't have an interest in being their friend.
Just hurry up and finish the damn game. I'm not trying to play this right now.
So you will be with us moving forward, though, Barack. You don't have a choice.
Don't give it back at this point. I have nothing more to lose at this point.
This is just the beginning of the pain that I went through, Barrett. I hope this betters yourself moving forward.
We sure about this, though?
Yeah, what if something bad happens?
I assure you both that everything will be fine. Isn't that right, Bensky?
Yeah, everything is going to be okay. You have to trust in the process.
Jesus Christ, I just want to jack right now.
You're going to learn one day, Barack.
If you don't mind me asking, though, George, what was that whole thing with the permission aspect of things to Bill? You don't need to answer that, Bestie.
Since Donald is my friend, this is the stuff I want to be open and honest with him. You can go ahead and tell him, Bensky. Make sure you tell him what he needs to know and nothing more.
I now know what my bestie went through. Barack is the reason for his pain.
Excuse me?
So I just want to make sure he remains happy. Makes sense to me. I don't want to say or do anything that will add more unneeded adversity to his life. So that is why I asked for permission to talk. I need to make sure he's okay.
Holy shit, you could not make it any more obvious than Bill just read off the script that you wrote, I'm sure.
That's not true.
Barack, we already have trust issues with you. Don't make Donald and Joe trust you even less moving forward.
I don't even care at this point. What are you going to take away from the
That's awfully important to you, Barack. You're just going to give up like that.
I'm not going to lie, but my feelings are kind of hurt right now.
Once again, guys, I'm sorry that Barack is like this.
You're okay.
But I'm willing to give him another chance if he makes amends.
Just stop talking to me at this point. Can you straighten up the damn game already?
I'm not surprised that you're being mean to me, Barack.
Ain't that the truth?
But it's better that you're mean to me than my friend.
Ain't no way you're calling them your friends. They don't like you. They don't care for you.
What do you have to say about that one, Bensky?
Barrett is wrong and you are right, Bestie.
See what I'm talking about, Barack? That came from my bestie, not me.
You're under some disgusting delusion right now, that's for sure.
I will be very careful of what you say moving forward, Barack. Don't think you can get away with just insulting me like that.
I know you're pissed for being called out and exposed, but you have to understand what's going on here.
Shut the hell up, Johnson. I don't need to hear this trust you right now.
Are you just pissed off that you didn't end up winning this game?
You think I give a fuck about it? There are more important things in life that solve with the stress.
Well, you were the only one talking about the game throughout the whole gaming session, Barack.
Because you told me to. I was ready to bring up on this.
I'm just going to say one thing. My bestie is right and Barrett is wrong.
That was my bestie saying that, not me. I think that says a whole lot.
This is literally a clown show right now.
You got very annoyed at Donald and I when we couldn't meet your demands in Play-Doh. Now you're getting very annoyed when you figured out you're not going to win at golf with your friends. You seriously need to chill.
Joe's not wrong about that one, Barack.
We're going to talk to
That's
you.
something we've noticed as well over the last few gaming sessions. You've been way too stressed lately. But you don't know what? That's the issue, though. Why can't you tell us why? We're supposed to be your friends, and you're treating us like strangers.
Friends are supposed to be honest and transparent, Barack.
Shut the fuck up, George. I don't need to hear it from you out of all people.
What do you have to say about that, bestie?
Don't talk to my bestie like that, Ferris.
Facts.
You should know better by now.
I'm not going to sit here and take this garbage. I'm so out of here. Don't be mad at me, Barack. My bestie is the one who said it. And my friends Donald and Billy just want honesty. Some know that your friends. They're not your friends.
Don't speak for us, Barack. That's not cool.
Seriously, Donald, you're going to entertain that idea. I think you should use the chill pill, Barack. We want everything to be okay. Yeah, I'm done with this shit. I am so out of here. You better come through to our next gaming session, Barack. You don't have a choice. Chill the hell with it. I'll do whatever I want.
Want to stuff like that? You didn't even say cheese or anything like that.
I'm sorry for that, boys. I'm sure it'll come around at some point. We just want honesty and transparency, right? That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, same here. But GG, I guess George, I don't think anyone was paying attention to the game, but I'll still give you credit for the win.
The GG George. I appreciate it, boys. What did you think of this, Benji?
It was a great win from you, Bessie. I believe everything will be okay moving forward. I'm with you 100% of the way.
I love hearing that from you, Bessie. But I think...
Right, boys, you guys ready to play some Marvel Rivals?
I'm so down to play this game, Joe. What about you, Ron?
I've never played this game before, if I'm being honest.
Excuse me?
But there's a first time for everything, Barack. How about you take turns playing? Well, I'm going to go last then. I need to watch you two so I can get a feel for the game.
That's fine with us, Barack. Do you want to go first, Joe? Or should I go first?
I can go first if you don't mind, Donald. I just want to play with my favorite character.
That's cool with me.
Close your eyes and you'll see what I'm saying here, Donald.
Seriously, Joe, you're one of those, huh?
What is that supposed to be, Donald? Jeff is just a ghost. I don't know what it is. But all I think is that I want to do the better thing. I don't know how you could put on the homie Jeff, Donald. He's just a door. Okay, Jeff is pretty cool. I'm not going to lie.
Okay. You need to focus up here, Joe.
This again?
Someone like Jeff, you have to win.
Don't worry, Donald. Because Jeff is the best. I will be winning with this no problem.
You got this, though?
Okay, but why are you winning? Jeff, though, Donald?
Annoying, Barack. Stand Jeff music sometimes.
Sounds like it's silly.
You can focus on getting your teammates, Joe.
Don't worry about me, Donald. I know what I'm doing.
Your tank is in trouble, Joe. What are you talking about?
Okay, I'm here for him.
It's not looking good.
I'm trying my best out here.
Well, your best wasn't good enough, Joe. You just let your tank die.
Maybe you shouldn't have overextended like that.
Maybe you can stop being so cocky and so tough, Joe.
Okay, well, how about I kill this then? Start good, though. Thanks for the ride. Open up, get home. Start the ride.
You keep saying that, Barack.
But I won't know.
We go on.
This is what they copy over. You don't have to compare the games to us. Let's compare the games to everyone.
Okay, don't focus on what Barack said, Joe.
It's a fact.
Just focus on yourself.
No, our team just picked up another level. Think we're doing just fine, Donald.
Okay, but you guys haven't capitalized on that. Just grab the point.
What does it look like we're doing, Donald?
Talk to me when you guys actually finish grabbing the point.
Okay, I don't know what the hell is going on. Let's keep it up, bro. Thanks, Barack. Just like that, Donald, we took the point.
All you need to do now is hold it until you reach 100%.
You think I don't know this? Come on, Donald.
Come on, what?
Don't play the game. I don't know.
Here we go again.
But it looks like Bill is killing it out here. Yeah, right, I am. Surprised the enemy team is just allowing me to hold the line without me getting no threat.
And look, you're yapping, Joe. Your teammate just died.
Okay, it's not the end of the world, Donald.
Oh, really
I'm
now?
still keeping my tank up, which is very important.
Okay, but you have to heal your other teammates as well, Joe.
I wish I could. Some of their positioning doesn't allow me. Looks like you got your own now, Bill. When are you going to use it?
Better be soon because they're using their own.
I will use it when I have to, Donald. There's no need to micromanage every little move I make. So, yeah, I thought you could do. How about I just show you instead of explaining it?
It's about damn time you used your ultimate Joe. The world's about to have a panic attack.
I know what I'm doing, Donald. I'm killing one enemy off the map, and I'm going to ensure that damn you really just beat it off the map. Huh?
Yep, don't celebrate.
Even though it was only one enemy, that was enough to stop their whole push.
He's got it on the table.
You got it.
We're about to pick another one of the maps right here.
They're filling it out here, so keep it up.
Okay, but Joe, you should put around first before we can raise him.
So I'm going to reposition myself here so I don't get myself good.
That's a good start.
After all, that's the availability.
And there's enough skill to keep going. You're popping off here.
And you're sounding zesty again, Ron. Never mind that for now. The hope is trying to make things happen here.
Well, he won't be able to do anything since no president is flying.
There is more also, Joe.
What the hell is that?
That's Star Wars ideas. They got big issues all.
That's his all.
I can imagine it's the older that's not getting the chill from.
Okay, but I seriously can't believe that the end is going to chill here while I do my thing.
You're going to talk like that, Joe, then you better win the round.
So all things considered, they're in a fine position to win around here, Donald.
Just in fact,
Okay, so pretty interested in model rivals for the rock, and he can try to go back to deep riding over blocks.
What have you shown? This is going to kind of like to get it done.
you can like it every once.
Stop the gap.
Yeah,
They can win the round.
I literally just won the round, Donald. He's shooting right now.
and they can try to not just choose the best, but because David putting that market in the street.
Preaching for rock.
One round down, one to go. Stay focused.
Sure, I think you can find it.
All right, it's a new round now. What happened last round means absolutely nothing now.
Well, not really. They haven't been real. So I would probably not sure. Should very good. Okay.
You know what I'm trying to get at, Barack?
But anyway, so what's the strategy here? So
I have the same mindset have to establish a decent angle to protect and support my teammates without dying.
Okay, but I can guarantee you that the enemy team has made some adjustments as well.
How would they do that, Donald? This is literally just crazy.
Okay, but what exactly are you and your team doing right now? You guys look disorganized.
I don't know what they're doing in this small room. Something could happen on the track section.
I feel like this is an accident waiting to happen, Joe.
come on, Donald. Come on. They've got a few skills down, so they have the advantage for the time being.
And I got my ult pretty quick, so just in case I need to use it, I got it.
Well, you're definitely going to need it at some point if you want to maintain the point.
You're being held intense with this, Donald. Maybe you should try this. Can you be brought?
That's just how this game is, Barack. It's not a brain dead game like Overwatch.
Seriously, Donald? Don't you think you're not that big to game? The Donald is a friend.
Barack, you're literally a reaper main.
So what?
What the hell are you talking about?
I'll have you know about the playoff for the last time. Don't think I can let
You
you
know what I think about Barack?
What, Donald?
Literally like you right now, Barack.
Okay, you don't need to do like that.
You know what? You're right.
That's what?
Let's talk about how good this team got played.
Okay, they literally popped their ult. So what's the point? I don't know why we were in this small room.
So they're going to grab a point, you know?
Sure.
To stop messing around.
Like, hold on, my son. No one is the other thing to grab the fuck every now and then.
How much are they paying you to suck them off, Barack?
I was just trying to make a point, Donald.
Really now?
Stop being so damn sensitive about that.
Okay, whoever stopped figuring first on the phone began.
What the hell?
Get out of here with that suck crap, Joe.
For real?
Calling the chat.
How's that for your sounding? Are you sure about that?
Okay, you really need to focus on the game instead of all this sus crap, Joe.
Okay, well, I swallowed two of them and I'm going to spit them off the map.
You either have to make it or I'm going to spit through it.
And another one just died.
Okay, but I just killed two of them.
Okay, but now you're dead, though, Joe.
That.
That was practically a useless ultimate.
Who knows, maybe my teammates can take advantage of them being down too.
I highly doubt your teammates will do anything when their support is not there, so
Ain't that the damn truth?
Okay, there's still plenty of game left. Let me do my thing.
whatever happens, just make sure your team doesn't stagger the stress.
I got you, bro.
Because just like an internet, but that should be for the fastest.
Slowly, I would say something back, Barack. But I am concerned for Joe and his team, so I will not answer the university we're going through right now.
Well, the team is grouped up and I practically have vision of all the teammates, so I can win them pretty well.
You need to use your bubble for them, Joe.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Don, but I just tend to have a couple just in case I need to give up.
While your team has the advantage to feel like
God is not finished.
you guys are down with like this stuff.
This is not the first time that I've been able to just chill in one spot without being harassed by the other.
Yeah, looks like yeah, they're good for trying to flip it
You
on.
guys realize they still have the point, right?
So another one of their team members is down, so we've been gathering the points very soon.
Okay, with the host is still there contesting the point.
It literally doesn't matter. It's only 4-2-1.
Anything better for us is for depth to be staggered.
Okay, I'm not going to disagree with that, Joe. You guys are so close to winning this game.
Yeah, one of the big times to give you guys against them, Joe.
I'm not sure if I like this looking at this far, but I think we'll be okay.
As long as you're with them, Joe,
Which I am.
Your team, keep this momentum going.
We will, Donald. Things are looking really good for us right now, that's for sure.
You'll have your ultimate relatively still in just in case you need it.
I don't think I will. They don't seem to be breaking through this little area in the first place.
Yeah, they're just falling apart one by one.
Keep it going.
I think it's safe to say in a big game and go with the
Okay, Ron, this is still one. Well, the Rockers is wrong, Tom. There's literally no chance of them being able to touch the point, somehow beat us in a team fight when they're already at a disadvantage. They almost touched the point right there, though.
Yeah, they're all time Donald. Did you not see that?
Job finished yet? Well, now it's officially over, Donald. How about it, boys?
That was a description of it still, but that you guys dominated the first round. That's what thanks for Rock. What did you think about that?
Amazing job, Joe. You dominated. I love it when you win at this game.
And you said I'm the one who's done Justin Donald.
It's fact.
Did you just hear yourself?
Let's not talk about us, Rock.
Nice job, Joe.
Instead, you can focus on how Joe wants MVP. Nice job, Joe.
I appreciate it, boys, but it's your turn now, right, Donald?
Feeling direct, Joe. Let's do this.
Oh, so you're rolling with Star Wars, huh?
That's my boy, Joe. Are you guys ready to watch me dominate with him?
I'm going to take what you said last round and apply it to this round, Donald.
What would that be, bro?
The round is not finished. Don't get cocky. Focus up.
It's only fair for The Rock to say that after you said that the whole time last round, Donald.
Okay, I really need to focus up here, guys. Star-Lord actually takes skill, unlike Jeff.
I'm just going to ignore that shot you took at the homie, Jeff. What's your strategy here, Donald?
I'm going to hang around in this room and try to fix it after a second here.
Okay, I'm going to keep talking about it. So everything's serious and after that, keep going like so.
He is all the difference in traits of it.
Okay, that's enough about Overwatch. Why do you like it, boys?
I'm just like, this is the job for them, Donald.
My hands are cold. It's literally my first game of the day.
He is already at a disadvantage here, Donald. Maybe you should put that.
Okay, I know what I'm doing, Joe. Let it go.
About that.
Damn it. Okay, I'm being distracted from you, too.
Focus on certain enemies that are shooting all over the screen. Yeah, that's just so showing up the dog is not
Are you
one.
guys like first commentator or something?
Come on, Donald.
Come on, what?
You were doing the same exact thing as Bill was saying.
It's fine, The Rock. But now that the enemy has the point now, Donald, what's the move here? I think I have to get some skill.
No doubt against this ball. You want to give us a more detailed strategy in that?
Sometimes it's better to not overcomplicate it. Let me do my thing, Ron.
It kind of just looks like you're being stupid in the second right now by shooting and bringing them in from a long distance.
Well, I just got the system. How about that?
Try putting yourself in a different angle.
Okay, I was about to just do that, Joe.
Okay, let's see it then.
Actions speak louder than words, so just watch me cook.
Okay, for a sec there, I thought you were going to get yourself killed pushing in that far against the
Still kind of just like this. There. Stop.
I don't know what you're watching, but I'm going to see this movie so far.
I'll give you guys credit for taking the point away from the next picture.
Thanks, Joe. What do you have to say about that, Ron?
Those are the ones
What makes you expert in Marvel Rivals? You've never even played this game before.
well, I'd say something that takes very much skill and it's not a little bit.
Seriously, Ron, way more skill, you said?
If we're being honest here, Donald,
Why being honest?
people only put into one to play Marvel Rivals instead because they are literally reading sheets that overwatch.
Excuse me?
Okay. Let's cool it on the comparison.
You need to tell me Ron to stop distracting me. I almost died there.
You almost died there because you literally flew into a 1v3 situation, Donald. Still playing.
That's enough. I'm going to pop off with my ult now.
You got this, Donald. Keep applying that pressure.
So they almost just like throwing the same thing, but it's not here today.
You're gapping for us and distracting me.
It's not going to die, Donald. That's not a tough spot.
It's actually like,
Why are you hating on my gameplay, Ron?
didn't you literally say that if you didn't imagine not getting any kills to start with, though?
Okay, we still have the point. Isn't that what matters?
To be honest, I'm sure the world just like that to tell
Be
me.
careful, Donald.
Are you being serious right now? How in the world did I die like that?
You're being revived, Donald. There's still another shot.
Number guys, but they're going to keep sticking there and do that. So,
They're using their openers as well.
This is going off like the
Don't get them away. You're like, guys.
no offense, Donald. But I think I'd rather you want to accept it as opposed to whatever I'm going to say.
What the hell?
Okay, but that was only one for the fight, Donald. Don't be self-attacked.
You know what, Joe? You're right. That Donald do his thing.
I mean, there's a nice way down now to be sure that you actually have to do more. And then if you guys can win this kind of
What do you mean by meaningful damage?
not all stupidity is the same thing as what I'm trying to say. It's true. Some numbers can be more impactful than others, you know.
Okay, well, now that I'm back, I see that no chance of me.
And there's one enemy down. Keep it up.
I'm going to push up more and be more aggressive.
If you find me in your position, Donald,
I don't know about this. It's fine, guys. I have fewer
get back to how I wanted to get it some point.
Well, I'll definitely give you some for helping you through this. The job isn't finished yet, though. What? Finish around the third, and then I might get you some. Damn it, you rock. What happened? If you didn't give me some, it's vanilla. Okay, that's enough of your self-trap, Joe. One such comment you make will lead to another. That's not true. That's not true. The minute you get that in mind, stick with it.
He's not wrong about that, Joe.
Okay, don't you need to do it all?
I know.
Don't focus on what I'm saying.
It's kind of hard not to focus on what you two are saying, considering how you two have been talking the entire damn time.
Okay, there's someone on the phone now.
I know that you're wrong. You want me to be okay here in the darkness.
You told me once.
And just like I said, it's only fine.
Yeah, that's what I guess you got about this.
Just back down the line. It's on to the next round.
Didn't you say you were going to get Donald from
Back.
all the time? Good job leading the round, Donald. One round down, one more to go.
I'll take it for now.
Good luck. All right, Donald. Let's see if you can up to do it because the last round was the best you did, in my opinion.
Well, in my opinion, Ron, let me ask you your opinion.
And in my opinion, if your hands need warming up, I can hold them. Seriously, Bill.
Once again, you two are trying to distract me or something. Let me do my thing.
If that's what you need to do, then that's cool with us. Are you going to change your approach and all things? Yeah, I think Donald should focus more on actually killing them instead of drinking and shooting them.
Once again, Ron, you shouldn't talk about this game if you haven't played it.
In all fairness, Donald, I don't think I actually saw you physically kill last round. It's about this.
You wanted some kills, so I will be the one to deliver. I am dominant, Donald, damn it.
Don't get sniped again.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. There is no way in hell I would get sniped again from that bomb.
You almost tried to strike you again, but I will give you credit for getting 3 kills back, right, McDonald?
You haven't seen anything yet, boys. I'm about to pop off even more.
Love the confidence, Donald, but let's not get too cocky. You still need to move the ground.
Don't worry about me, Joe. My hands are warmed up now, so there is no way I'm going to disappoint.
Everybody starts from the door stuff. Nothing wrong with it. So the game rock that Donald feels himself. Let's not put it live.
Okay. Let's talk about how I'm going to find where kill streak.
Okay, but they're popping, they're all straight now.
I'm going to put the slip and put it to the sky when they're not expecting it then.
Look at this person, Donald. I'm not sure you have the support for them. Be careful with snipes, Donald.
I got the sniper this time.
Well, here's you don't, Donald. You just got wrecked in that little 1v1. It was Donald that saved your life again. That's not my point, though. What was that 1v1 about, Donald? Look at you still there.
My hands are still warming up, boys. Let's be honest here, that was a bigger Mickey Mouse shot.
Come on, Donald. You can't be looking at excuses every time you fail to make a good shot.
I'll definitely take that advice for after all. Like, you know so much about model driving.
I don't know anything about this game, but I do know a little something about it. Much harder game. It's harder than my game.
Well, our team still has the point, Ron. You're acting like we got demolished in that little exchange there.
I was just wondering what happened in that 1v1, though.
I agree with Joe, actually. We don't need to talk about that. Today is here, Ron.
Okay, if you want to talk about how you couldn't say drop that 30 stuff, so.
Well, I assist in disaster. That's just the point in my opinion.
He's not totally wrong about that. Okay, but now they have the point, so let's just spend energy to Donald and Lieutenant Jeff.
It doesn't matter if they have the points right now. I am just getting my ultimate charge up. So if we have our next fight, we will be the ones victorious.
It's a good way to strategize, John.
Thanks, Phil.
Hopefully there's too many some staggers and stuff so you guys can move up.
Yeah, I'm most likely stuck in this position.
Even though that was a big choice, right? Yeah, right. So, as long as you can get a killer, you see that on your John, you guys can kill us. Okay, but I'm going to say this again.
Did we got it, Rob? Is how much you want to do? I'm fine.
That's just flat out wrong, right? This damn fellow Donald's daddy is not that good. My dad was Donald, and I don't know about his granddad.
What the hell did I get to listen to?
That's just a big deal, I guess. But let's just pop off this argument.
Well, hell yeah. I'm going to put up in this high ground here.
You got this, Donald. Keep applying that pressure. That's one kill. Keep focusing, Donald.
Yeah, I need to at least get another kill or two here.
Welcome back. All right, this is the day video from the Time on the Internet. It's Saturday, May 10th. And taking one round of the hockey world today, starting from the board. Anthony Stoll, our good team, then by Bro. Let's giving it as always fun. I mean,
Anthony Solar is the better goaltender. He's progressing according to Craig Berube, but he's not skating yet. Meaning he's very likely to miss the next game. He's dealing with a concussion. We know this. They haven't confirmed it, but we know that's what it is. So for Stoller, it definitely sounds like he's going to miss a little bit more time. Very likely a concussion, so it's all this talking about it. Speaking of things to talk about, yesterday Gary Bettman discussing things with media, says CBA talks are progressing well. He also spoke positively about Atlanta. I don't read too much into it. You know, the National Hockey League's looking at for the door in Atlanta. I will remind people again, Atlanta did not lose their team because they did not have fans last time out. They lost their team because of incompetent ownership and they lost the arena. So that's why Atlanta lost the building. They have good ownership and if the arena's in the right spot, it sounds like the northern suburbs is what I was reading, where the arena's likely going to be. And so that could make a huge difference to Atlanta in terms of long-term success. But Bettman did not confirm anything. He just didn't deny anything either. And I do think the NHL has got a plan here. This is why they haven't formally announced an expansion process. Then they're just going to wake up one day and be like, so there's a new team. Very similar to with Utah. Utah is technically an expansion club. They are not.
Henry's testing fucking bird. Shit.
They're inactive. They're not considered to be or moved. Nick Wall was fined for the incident in game against the Oilers the other night. They did make a hearing so that the fine could be a little more hefty. It was in the $8,000 range, below $8,000, but in that range. So for people who thought it wasn't a big deal, it's going to be too much, and for people who think it's going to be suspension, I did see it was like 5 games each done in a year. It was just incredible and stupid. It was one of those things where I think Nick Wall was looking at that and going, that's what we got. Now, going to tonight's game, which starts at 9 o'clock Eastern City, Boston Pacific, the Oilers in Kansas City 2-0. Sullivan McNabb showed, so there was a lot of discussion about McNabb. Well, he was taking and he wasn't really all that hurt. I do find it interesting how we as fans decide whether or not a player is hurt. I don't make the assumption that somebody's faking an injury. And it sounds like McNabb's doubtful for game 3 tonight. I'm sure that it can go well. Georgiev, it sounds like it's likely to play tonight for Vegas. That will definitely help their attack. They need some more goals. And it sounds like for Oilers fans, if you're a big backer that's doing Skinner, the good news is you get Skinner for the Redskins tonight. Fisher is considered day-to-day, and Skinner is starting tonight. So it's one of those playoff dodgers. These things do happen. Wherever you're on then you'll find out, wait, that guy's hurt? When did he get hurt? What happened there? So, yeah, it sounds like Fisher got taken up at some point, or something happened, and now Skinner's the starter tonight. So, fingers crossed if you're an Oilers fan. 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific will be the starting time between Washington and Carolina. It looks like the lineups will be largely the same. Jankowski's doubtful. He didn't play the last game either. Good player, good depth player for Carolina, but they're only players you can swap in for him as well. Shane's talking too about how they are excited to get back in front of the crowd and have that energy for the game faithful. So that starts earlier than the normal starting time. That's at 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock Eastern. Just repeating that for people watching. Kate Lindstrom, who has missed the entire season in WHL. So discussion too about Matthew Schaefer, potential and probably number 1 draft pick with injury status. Well, Kate Lindstrom missed the entire season, and it was known at the time Columbus drafted him last year that he was going to need surgery. He returned last night for Manhattan against Spokane, the first game of the final. And he lost time to win. Got an assist and 4 on himself for the penalty. And game 2 of that final goes tomorrow. So the Tigers are up. AHL scores from last night. Some series tightened up and a couple of them got finished. Providence beat Charlotte 3-2 in overtime. That series is now tied at 2. There will be a game 5 to decide it. Hershey, 9 lines for Hershey. They went 6-4 over Lehigh Valley and tie that series at 2, so their hope for a 3-peat is still there. Grand Rapids, on the other hand, their reads are based at this point for the season as Texas. Took about a double tonight. Texas wins that series 3 straight, so the sweep for Dallas and Farmsoft. Meanwhile, Hotel Mountains here in Amherstburg loses 2-0 against the Amherstburg Canucks. The Amherstburg Canucks move on to the second round. They will play against the Colorado Eagles. And the only other Los Angeles in the second round, so the third round against the third round. I consider the play-in to be the side playoff. But for the third round, the only other decided matchup is Laval and Rochester. And both teams waiting a while to get things started. But there you go. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, hit like and subscribe in the event you haven't done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again.
What is happening, guys? Scott here, and welcome to part 2 of our walkthrough for the Ring City. So the first thing you want to do when you get to the Earth Peak Ribbons is gladly sit right here. You want to talk with them and solve this dialogue. Now, after doing that, you want to reload the bonfire either 3 times, or you can die 3 times alternatively. You can see he's now standing here instead. After standing here, they'll give you a next left. So that leaves all this conversation, and you're all set. Now, obviously, I ended up talking to them 3 times before I came here just to save some of those things and whatnot. But as I mentioned, you can talk to them, use a coil source fragment, or alternatively, 3 of your homeward bones, just to reload the area 3 times. And once you move to the top, down to here, they'll got that slab for you. For those that don't want to do that, we'll also show you where you can get the slab a little bit later. So now that we've done that, we're going to run right up here. You're going to support this dude saying now, you want to grab those black firebombs. You don't need to kill them if you want, you can, but I would say it's pretty easy to just run up and grab those black firebombs, don't worry about it. And now it's time for us to add an Angels Council. So you may remember the Angels in the last area. That was kind of like a, let's go ahead and call that like a prime. When you have an experience, this is the area where you're going to experience the Angel in full unlimited rating that's going to cause us. So, hang out here for just a second. Now, we're going to show you a really easy way to build those Angels. For this one, this is our first save zone right here behind the windmill. From here, we're going to run up to here. This is our next save zone, and the Angel still has not seen us, which is very appropriate. Now, another thing to notice, it will also attack enemies that are walking. So, you can see where that thrall is running, and that's where we're going to go next. That's our second zone. So, we're going to give the Angel just a second. Okay, it's not paying attention. We're going to run this stuff. Go ahead and kill the thrall. Gotta go over here and grab an ember. That Angel stuff. Now, what we're going to be doing, you can see that shack right there through the hole. We're going to be running to the left side of that shack, and then we're going to jump. And if you do it right, you should be able to land out of range of the run. So, hope we have to do this in the first attempt. There we go. Once you've landed on the branch, you just sort of go around this way, and here it's the summoner. Now, at this point, you could actually go to the first boss. The shortcut we just took will give you access directly to the first boss. I'm going to show you that in just a moment. Obviously, we're not going to go to the first boss just yet, but if it's something you want to do, you're more than welcome to. We're going to be going through clearing the entirety of the area for you guys, but take this and then to the left here, there's going to be a divine blessing. We're going to do a little popping. And our second angel will also be spawning in just a moment. Yep. Now, you can see at the back there, a little hard to see, but if you saw the angel came in, there was a light over there. You can see that light. It's way back where the angel's at. Kind of behind it. Spectre on my screen right now is a fake light. And that light is where the summoner is. So, if you ever have trouble, I don't remember where it's at, just look at the light that falls down as the angel summon. But of course, aside from lasers, as you can see, the angel also has the capability of cursing you to hide a couple that you lost in the dead mind. So either way, we're going to drop on down in here. Rest of the bonfire. And that's it for this area. No, I'm just kidding. But this is the pre-boss bonfire. So from here, go back to Earth Peak Ribbons. With the first angel out of commission, we can now go and fully get all of various items here in that area. Right here, just run up this brick. And we got some twin bone.
Oh wow, Detroit track. Shit,
Right
okay.
back here. Now, the small you saw did they are both right by the shed at the head of it right now. Because the angel's gone, they're just going to chill there until you come over to try and grab this nice shiny item, so just be aware of that. Withdrawals is a pretty easy deal. Grab the chunk. They have the first piece of our desert pyro cigar, and we'll get that full set in this area, rest assured. So now, what we're going to do, let's see, right, roll full rock. Okay. There it is. There's my rock. Now this part can be a little bit tricky. There's an item right there I'm going to grab. You can actually roll down, and you can hit the axe to avoid fall damage. So this little outcrop rock that I'm on right now, I thought this would be the best. Roll off it. Should hit the ash every time. If you go too far, it'll hit the rocks and you'll die. So keep that in mind. From here, we get one of my two favorite weapons, giant floor shield. This thing is pretty against this. Basically, two giant floors, slam them at people, blocks a ton of damage. They're actually pretty awesome. You can see defense-wise, a little bit less stability than my yours, but pretty good defenses all around. 75 magic, 80 lightning, 75 dark. You can use them as well. Really cool defense / offense type weapons, forcing away a ton of 21.5. But anyway, so now that you have the door draw here, gotta take the build of that and stuff. Pair up that shot. This number. Okay. So previously we had gone this way, so we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to go up this way now. Go up here. We're going to jump down. Now you can jump down right here. There is an activate alternatively, but the safer way is just go like this. You want to grab that tight neck scale, and yes, we're going to go this way. Second angle is going to show up. We're going to kill this thrall first. Try to curse. We're going to run over his ditch back. Now we have something so you can get the poison away. And now we're going to go take out the second angel. So we're going to let it do volley. If it volleys and tries to start cursing, that's usually the safest time to run. Because while it's doing the curse, you can't do the cursing and release at the same time. So we can bait into the curse. When we go next, right now it doesn't see us, so it's particularly good. We're going to run to our next save point here. This is much easier going from the left to my thing. When I've tried going from the left to the right, and ultimately I found the left to be a little bit safer. This next room's here, and we're almost where we want to go. So let's try to curse this in a second here. There's the curse. And what you want to do here, you want to get over to that branch. We're going to run all the way around. We're not going to go straight forward. We're going to go around it like I just did. And that'll get you cover from the angel while we go off the branch. Now, from here, you can actually kill a summoner. Right here, you can see the summoner standing right there. There's a very short run over, so if you have a level or a solid range up, you can do that. Alternatively, from over here, go wrong. Go this way. Let's spring. Drop down. And here goes something. Time to get the trick for the time. Alright. So now with both that's going to be a lot easier for us to handle this area. So probably we're going to actually take up the path and then after the fact we're going to come back around and getting all that stuff. You want to go ahead and give it a place. I might place barely takes the damage, so you usually don't bother with that much. We're going to take this spring, drop that. Well, this is going to backtrack, but we're just getting from so. So first up, we got a draw with a lever with the dark weapon. I mean, that's a brawl, it can still hurt, so just be aware. Now we're back to fight. So, got the really steps. So he has 2 draws with her. He has a couple attacks right in there. Just a second after the balls are down. Definitely bait the draws out for that first. So we're going to get defense up here. So you can see he has a basic fireball. So it's quite a bit of damage in that basic. That's how that is moving. However, the way that he did is flame fan. These flame fans can be, quite a knock, can somehow knock activity. Aside from that, there's 2 Estus, and the killer will get flame fans. So, like any, how do you say, of course, she does have basic combustion because it comes with the empowerment as well. With a strength build, the best thing to do is just, get her into a corner, poise locker. Pops out into there. This is unbelievable. Probably the easiest way to do it, honestly, is just to get a couple of good hits on her, force her to use her 2 Estises, give you the second one down. The now that she's got an Estus, you can just kill her and use the same method we have. Oh, no more Estus lives over here. So with Zoe there, we go ahead and get Flame Fan. Actually, pretty nice ability for Pyromancers. It's kind of reminiscent of a flame version of the Barrack Flag Sword, so decent PvP. Anyway, turn it down. Go over here, get the Pyro Hood. Run up here, and drop down. Drop. Inside right. We're going to swivel back around. Now at this point we're going to explore the go to swamp area, but since we go over that way immediately at the beginning to take down the angel, I feel it's a lot easier to clear this top path first. So take this branch and then drop into the gash. This is where we ran to get down to the boss earlier. That's where we found that divine blessing, etc., etc. So from here, you see where Harold's at. If Harold is patrolling, you can get an easy plunge on him. It might take him a little bit to go over here. We'll hang out for just a second, just because it is very easy to kill him. One reason the game kind of it tries to get you to kill him one this, so we'll wait for him. Harold's a little bit closer. Oh, my goodness. As for his attacks, fairly aggressive. He does have a pump smash, so it's a lot better fighting him on his side than right behind him. On top of that, he can't be stagger locked with a big enough weapon. But yeah, I mean, there are 0.8% enemies, that's why it's recommended that you fly them, because otherwise they can't do it but amount of damage to you. So anyway, now that they're down, so we're going to go back here, grab this.
Slow volume out. I don't care about a buyout cost, it's just for a few years still.
Skirt. Yes.
Go
this way, here. And at first, we're going to plunge another Harold. Another item right there we can get.
And it should be our winning pick of plus 3. Go ahead and put that on. You can get the favor on that.
Shit, that's really actually. That makes sense actually too. So he wants to win. So yeah, just want to stay. Okay.
So in this back area, arrow deck, the rest of this is pretty smooth sailing. We can come back here, grab the soul item. These guys, I mean, if you want to kill them, you can. They're, slow mushrooms. If we did not, now we're going to run back over here, drop on that to grab that right there.
Here, wants to be here. Ready?
Down this way, to grab one soul. Here, to grab the one ball. Before that, power transfer set.
Franchise must continue.